with us staring like disappointedly at the thing.
Yes.
It'd be like that.
It do.
It really do. Are we going to be uploading this one on tomorrow, or did you want to just wait and do it Sunday?
Let's just do it Sunday.
Okay.
Let's
feel it out. It feels weird to do that. Like I feel like it's too big of a change.
Too bad.
No, I know. Like that's all. I'm aware. Like I agree. Like we should just do it. I think it's good. I guess it's because it's like, but we're not giving them a podcast. Like it feels like they're losing out on one when it's like
they're not.
It's just.
I mean, if you feel real guilty about it, we can do a stream this week.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Something amazing, I guess.
We got to do that. We got to do the.
But that's not on this channel anyway.
No,
that'd be
different.
That'd be on your Twitch.
Oh man, I just busy week.
I still haven't done.
No rush.
The other one.
Like we could do that in September. Do you
remember?
For the stream, for the holiday stream.
Stop. Not this.
Okay, so we were just talking about Destiny, which
yes.
I know big ups for us.
Big ups for Destiny.
But more importantly, now, so there was a thing. So Destiny 1, the way that they put out their lore was all through like the Gwimwah, right? What?
Nothing. I'm sorry. You said the Gwimwah.
The Gwimwah?
It shouldn't be that funny. I'm sorry.
Well, there's the title. You said the Gwimwah?
The Gwimwah.
The Gwimwah?
The Gwimwah. That's what you said.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm sorry.
I hate this podcast. Not, let alone the fact that I had to, in order to verify my identity for the packages, because I finally got Jemmy's packages, the only thing I could do that had Eric or Odie or HYP to like verify.
Yeah.
I was like,
did you have to bring up the channel?
I have to go pull up YouTube and I'm like this is me. Like you can see me, like you could see my hair, like, and the guy's just like, you know what? I'll just give it to you. And if I hear shit about it, like we won't do it again for you. And I went, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Like they're like, you got to make sure you put the right number. And I'm like,
we're not the ones.
Do you see what's written down there? Do you think that I wrote that?
We're not the ones.
It's 74234. And like, I'm not mad at you, Jemmy. Like, unfortunately, you did write two. Well, I am because you yelled at me.
What was that?
That was the bell.
Oh,
or that was the gong, yeah. Anyway, so the Gwimwah. So they had the Grimoire, and it was like...
That was where all the lore of the game was in this... that you could not access in the game. You had to go to the website
online
to read the lore cards. It would tell you like you've unlocked this lore, and then you had to go
to
read
BungieNet, which is like a little unfortunate, but it was kind of cool. That being said, Destiny 2 comes out, a great time. I remember how hyped I was for launch.
Oh yeah,
shit. Oh, okay. You know what? I will give Bungie this.
It was great at launch.
Launch was good.
2 days. And then it was like, oh wait, this is worse.
I remember it. I remember what was really cool for me was like when they did the whole like, okay, so it's starting before we start like the campaign. It's like, here's your milestones in Destiny 1, which I thought was a really cool time, especially when I can like see that like, you know, like a raid or whatever, and I'm like, there's me and Brandon, and I'm like, yeah, me and Rick, let's go.
That was cool.
You called it the
Gwimwah.
Yeah. Okay. Just make sure I text it because I don't have my notebook with me today. Anyway, so long story short, they do all of that. And then in Destiny 2, they actually made a dedicated section where you can go see all of the lore, as well as a lot of the weapons. So like pretty much all exotics that aren't purely like Eververse cosmetic, like the Eververse ones typically do. No, not like if you buy like an exotic ship, I think from the Eververse, that's pure Eververse that you like. Some of them do, some of them don't. But for the most part,
like armor.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like, yeah, like all the armor and stuff. Like some of the legendary, if it's like raid or like stuff specific, campaign specific, it'll have a tab on the weapon or item.
Now in like the current setup of the game, any sort of seasonal gear would have lore on it, even though it's legendary.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So all of that, and like it's kind of fun, and there's some cool stuff. And Destiny 2 had an infamous first year where the Red War campaign itself was fun. Actually, I really liked like going to the Lost City or the Last City, and which is also why like Scourge of the Past raid was fun that you never got to do.
Yeah.
Sorry, you never did. It's
Yeah,
not that you didn't
I
got
chose
to do.
not to.
Although
Actively.
that is one where like I kind of wish like now that you're a little more comfortable rating that like we would do because it was fast.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure they'll bring it back.
We're no longer
And
vaulting
charge us
content.
$30 for it. I made a spill.
They better not. If they bring it back, they just have to make it a free dungeon or a free raid.
Yeah, they probably will just because like they're trying to like
It was
dodge
in the
that
game.
bullet.
Yeah,
of,
like legally.
If they're which too little, too late. They already violated all the agreements, but like, okay, yeah, sure. Don't violate anymore, I guess.
I mean, just because you break one Geneva Convention doesn't mean you should go for a high score. You know.
Oh, everyone's up in arms because they recycled the.
They recycle guns all the time.
No, they recycled the pirate thing.
Oh, okay.
So like each week there's the one pirate guy that you kill, and you only run that mission once. People figured out that the week one you're running a lost sector that they took away, but you're just running it backwards.
Oh.
And then this week they did it again. It's a Mars lost sector that you
You
can't
do
get to
back-
anymore. That now they reskinned it to be like ice, but
Oh.
it's literally the exact same geometry.
Ooh. I mean, they're still using the assets, but
For me, I'm like, I don't care. Like if I was gonna get mad about them recycling content, like there's a lot more shit to get mad
like
about.
I don't care about being on Mars unless we're doing Escalation Protocol because that was fun.
Yeah. Well, this and
But
like,
you can't even do that. Like lore wise, doesn't make sense. You can't do that anymore.
Right. Well,
Rasputin's a Tamagotchi.
and this you're not in. You're technically not on Mars. You're because like all of them are like on asteroids and stuff.
Yeah.
These pirate people.
I don't blame them. Like I'm not.
I don't care. Like if we're gonna complain about like stuff being taken away, like there's much bigger fish to fry.
Oh, yeah.
Than they recycled a lost sector that was they had it and then they took it away and then they brought it back just for this. I'm like, okay.
And I understand a lot of it's like, well, like there's just so much game, like it's too big, and it's like, well, is there any way to trim some of the fat?
Well, also like if these missions you can't even rerun. They're once a week. You run it, you kill it, you get the relic, and then you don't get to access it again.
Oh,
so
you
like,
can't.
who cares if they recycled a lost sector? At least they reskinned it. Like, get over it.
Yeah, they put some work into it. You would be much more mad if it was just the lost sector,
Right.
and even doing it. You know what? I've never heard anyone complain about mirror mode in Mario Kart 8
Well, why would they?
because it's a new twist on an old favorite.
Yeah, but it has been around since the beginning.
I understand.
And they never said it was another like thing, and they also never charged extra for it.
That's fair. But it's basically the same thing.
It's really
I mean,
really
you're going to complain about a free gift?
It's not free.
What do you mean it's not free?
You have to pay.
No. It's
For the
free.
season.
Well, yeah. You pay for like when the new expansion comes out. You buy the season pass. Like you do it all at once. Like I've never had to pay for a season. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
I just pay $60 a year.
Yeah.
To play Destiny.
Yeah.
But then I pay more than that when I switch to PC.
Yeah.
I don't know what. This is all off topic.
The raid that I paid for is gone.
Okay, well, I just pulled up your raid report, and you didn't do that raid even once.
I didn't have the opportunity. They took it away.
You played day one.
That's correct. But guess what?
I didn't feel like it. But
I didn't play on the Leviathan on day one.
I didn't because my tummy hurt.
Because it wasn't out on day one.
You're right.
The Leviathan took a couple days. Sweaty.
So you had already quit by then?
Yeah.
Then why are you bitching?
Because the Go Fast update hadn't happened yet.
Yo, where were you when the Go Fast update
Faced.
dropped? The Go Faced? He's my favorite. Go Faced. Anyway, Destiny Year 1, it was very different. Like all the weapons had fixed rolls, which was really cool for a moment. Oh yeah, I'm sweating because this is so hot and I'm wearing just
I'm going to
this.
turn the air down in the fan. I'll keep going.
Thank you. But basically they Dolce and Gabbana. Yeah, so it was all fixed rolls, which was kind of cool because then it's like, oh man, like Bad News is really good. I really liked that hand cannon. But it was also like once you got all the guns, you had all the guns, and it was like a big thing was their whole random rolls. Anyway, Curse of Osiris comes out. Story wise, very very good. I liked it. It was fun. It was at least like interesting.
Very, very good. It was okay.
Rose tinted glasses. It was, in my opinion, it was a better story, or at least a longer campaign story than Warmind.
Oh yeah,
Warmind.
It was better than Warmind.
We
but
finished
that doesn't mean
Warmind
it's
and
good.
thought, wait, is that it?
Yeah. Oh, I killed a hive god in a strike.
Cool.
Well, actually, I killed a hive god in the story mission that they then just also made a strike. I love that.
Yeah.
I killed, a very major hive, like
Worm
part
god.
of the hierarchy in Nokris.
Mm-hmm. In a strike.
And then I went the
Story
next
mission,
step
then strike.
up, and I decided to kill Zol.
Mm-hmm.
A literal god.
A worm god that, much like what Oryx or Savathun.
Yeah, like pay tribute to. Yeah, but we killed that in a strike. Cool. I fucking
Anyway,
loved
long
that.
story short, year one was not great, and they had a lot of shit to fix, and a big part of that was like Activision, from what I understand. They are not 100% to blame by any means, but they are
Right.
part of it. At least
There was a lot of
it was a big push for Destiny 2 in particular.
there was a lot of expectations and stuff that they were trying to like. They were trying to feed a lot of mouths, and it was not working.
Because like the idea originally, if I recall, was like you're gonna buy Destiny 1, and like this game's gonna be around for 10 years.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like World of Warcraft-esque.
Yeah.
In that, like, you buy the game, and then there are just expansions forever, and then Activision said, "Lol, JK, make a sequel."
Although the sandbox now is much better.
Yeah.
It's always been improved. Anyway, so there was this interview where like a story designer or whatever, somebody she did something story related or whatever for Curse of Osiris, talked about how like, well, the grimoire is more like hearsay, like it's more
folklore.
He said, she said,
from
rumors. It's more like it's true. It's like more like rumors,
Right.
like.
These are stories passed down.
There's a nugget of truth, but like, is it truly true? And it's like, I mean, I understand that you guys made a new game, essentially. Like, it is 2 separate games, and you want to like have to go with your new direction. That's fine. But like, I also don't know how much lore you invalidated.
Right. Well,
because like most of it was the same.
Well, and that was the thing was, so like that conversation that came up as a result of a question of someone basically, if I'm remembering correctly, maybe mixing stories, but regardless, it was that Curse of Osiris and many different story elements over time.
The lore is surprisingly shallow.
Introduced things that were in conflict with prior established lore. Curse of Osiris in particular had some really weird stuff about like, wait, so is everything a simulation? I thought the Vex could actually travel through time. And it was like, no, they can't. And then later they were like, actually, yes, they can. There was a lot of back and forth. And so people were like, okay, but like, what's true? Like, how are we supposed to like marry this with the lore? And rather than like saying the more like straight up and honestly easy answer, which was we've chosen to retcon some things, and just like the easy way to do it, and like most like IPs and stuff kind of go with the mentality of whatever we said most recently
is correct.
It's correct, and if it invalidates something else, then it only invalidates that part, and that's just, it is what it is. It's like just oopsies. An ongoing chronology, and that's what happens. Instead, she popped off with this of like, well, all of the old lore is stories. Wait, what?
There's a word, neither of us can remember it, but there's this very specific word they use that's more or less the same thing.
Yeah, to basically like make every lore every piece of lore from the grimoire that had existed in this entire previous game suspect now. Yeah. Of like, well, all of it could be fake. It's like,
yeah. Oh. Well, because even because I remember like trying to understand what the fuck they were doing in what was it called? What was the big Vex thing? It's not the Permeridian, or was it the Permeridian?
Yeah, there was the Pyramidian.
But what was it on? Sorry, what was it on Mars or on Mercury?
Oh, Forest of Eternity. Nope.
No.
It was
Infinite Forest. So what I think now, years later, I understand what it meant is that like, yes, the Vex can travel through time, but the Infinite Forest is essentially the Vex's hive mind, like supercomputer that they're running all of their predictions through. Right. Or like they have created one here, created an Infinite Forest here, and that they're like spying on the Vex is like him going in there. And that's why he's like lost through time. It's not that he's necessarily lost through time. It's that he can't get out.
Yeah.
Because like it's it more or less infinite forest. You're never gonna figure it out, and it is a weird like almost like outside of time and space sort of thing.
Yeah.
Own thing. It's still complicated, but like that makes more sense because the whole thing I remember from Destiny 1 is like, you know, the Vex are like, so because every once in a while there's always a random chance that you get like precursor Vex or like the advanced Vex, and it was always kind of cool because it's like, ooh, this one's like this. But all of that to say, what we were talking about just before we went live, because you were talking about how there's that one lore card, which if you want to retell it, it's really cool.
Which one?
The implications with Crow and...
Oh, right. Okay, so in the Season of the Haunted, there was a lore card that
which was last season we just finished.
I happened to, for whatever reason, I just happened to read this one lore piece, and I was like, that's actually really cool. So basically, with what little backstory you need, Eris Morn was a guardian.
John Destiny.
Indeed. Her ghost died, and so she now no longer has access to the light. And
which is why she's always shoved in the tower, or like she's always doing her own thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was a warlock. I always thought she was a warlock.
Right, she looks like one, but she was a hunter.
She's a hunter, Jake.
She's a hunter, Jake. Clicks, Jake. Yes, she's a hunter. Crow is also a hunter. There is a lore card where Crow and Eris are having like
to be deterred. Sorry, I've been thinking about Melissa McCarthy. My bad.
They
all spicy.
They're having a conversation, and after a while, like
podcast.
Indeed, it gets a little antagonistic and stuff, and then towards the end of it, as sort of like a show of camaraderie kind of thing, Crow summons a golden gun, but rather than shooting it, he hands it to Eris. And Eris is like hesitant at first, but then she grabs it and she's able to pull the trigger and it fires. And so then like it talks about how like they shoot the gun into the air and like they're like laughing and having a good time. And
which
everything.
Like Eris deserves.
Right. It's a very sweet card. It adds some very heavy lore implications though, that like at least a lightless guardian, we don't know if anyone, but at least a lightless guardian is able to take the golden gun and shoot it.
Yeah.
Which is in essence controlling the light in a capacity, but it's also like the light sort of like pre-made into the gun.
So yeah, because like it's that back and forth. Because like there's also putting on that fan why have we never done that?
We often do.
Oh, I just never noticed. Yeah. It's just on medium, so I just assume that's what it should be.
Well, the problem is if it's on when you get in the room, you don't value it in the same way.
You gotta suffer to feel the reward, because the reward is truly minimal in the long run. Say laughing.
Okay, yeah. Well, also it helps when it's paired with I turned the air down, so it's pushing the
because it's like oh, you want it cooler. We'll push some air through. Gotcha.
That's what air conditioning does.
No, I understand. I understand. But that's never mind. I'm just explaining that turning it down kicks it on. Yeah, and once it's like at equilibrium. Because my whole thing, because like you originally like what does this mean, whatnot, and I'm like, well, because one thing that's important to know with Eris having her like ghost killed is that like that just means that she's like on her last life, because she's also still immortal,
right? Because
when you're rezzed, you're like,
is she?
I think so, because I don't know how long ago she crawled out of the Hellmouth.
It wasn't that long ago though.
Oh,
it was at the beginning of. It was pretty much at the beginning of.
I guess
Dark Below. I think you're not immortal anymore.
Well, because like technically, if your ghost is alive and you don't die, like you're just in the tower, like Zavala hasn't done real combat since Red War. Like that was the last time, and then before then it was what, Battle of Six Fronts, maybe.
Something.
I mean, aside from like little battle stuff, like but like not getting killed because he's like in charge, but like he hasn't aged. Like you don't really see, from what I understand, like the only like if you see like old people and stuff, like they're not guardians. Or they were rezzed like that, which is why like Drifter was rezzed. But then it looks like he could grow a beard or shave, or I think he could still grow body hair, but you don't.
They don't really get into it very much. Also, Drifter is like really like scarred and stuff, and so it's like, do scars continue when you're like, can the light not heal that? Like, if I cut you when you're a guardian. Does
Drifter have a ghost?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, we've seen it.
Yeah, they talk about it.
Okay.
Well, it's talked about in the lore. I don't know if they've shown it in game, but they talk about it. He has one.
So that's interesting. I wonder, maybe they choose to keep it?
I don't know. There also is the question of like when they revive you, are they reviving you in the state that you were in the moment when you died? Or are they reviving you in a different state of your body? So, like, our guardians look, I don't know,
Bald.
20, 30, whatever. Is that, so did they die at that point?
I believe so, yeah. You're res
So
where
like,
you
would
died.
you res someone? So if you res someone that was like 80, do we got an 80-year-old guardian run around like?
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Back in my day, we used Tex Mechanica.
I read it in the Gwimwah.
In the Gwimwah.
You know, back in my day, it was a happy war. Before the war.
Before the war.
Things went so grim. You know what we used to have to do for Glimmer? We had to fight the Nazis.
I had bounties for shooting Nazis.
I had one. I had Vietnam bounties.
Oh my God.
You know what it was like? You know what life was like before the Golden Age? What have you been doing? Minding my damn business.
We didn't call it solar. We called it napalm.
I would love if, like, I guess we're never going to go back to the Tingled Shore. Probably not. But, like,
Tingly Shore.
way out in the Tangled Shore, like, if you were to go to, like, the end of, like, the map, that there's just a little shack and there is just a guardian who's just like, what do you want? Like, it's just a cranky old man.
What?
And you're like, what the fuck? And he, like, wants to, like you get, like he just, like, it's like a cutscene, whatever, and he, like, argues you, and he, like, comes out, and you're like, oh, fuck, like, it's just an old guy. And it almost feels like a Borderlands experience in a bit, because it's, like, ridiculous, but he's just like, you know, I'm tired of it. Or he's like, you know what? I'm done. And he just jumps off the asteroid, right? But, like, you could then hear, like, the sound of, like, rezzing, and he's, like, behind the shack, and he's just like, are they gone? That would be fun.
Yeah. Oh, also,
Wexus.
The Meek, was a Destiny 1 original character that was the best character that's ever been. Why are they hiding my son from me?
Do you ever get mad that the new game won't include your OC?
Wexus is my son. When will he come back from war?
You know what you should do? You should 3D print a full Wexus cosplay. And, like, if
I
they're going
would.
to take away your son, you will become your son.
I will become my son. Where have they put him? Where is Wexus reborn?
Where? He hasn't been reborn yet.
It's because we haven't had the Siva season yet. Season of the Siva will be Wexus.
Right? That's what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Wexus the Meek? No, Wexus on fleek.
Right. Yeah, I've designed this
It's very, very fucking cool.
because I love Wexus. To be clear, he is a completely irrelevant character
He was a prisoner.
from
which
the
I
House
think
of Wolves expansion.
he's technically dead.
Wexus never dies. I'm gonna stop you right there.
You stop right before he's about to die, and you bow and be like, until we meet again, let the timer run out.
And then I leave. He literally was like, so back in House of Wolves, which was the second expansion, or third.
No, I think it was first. It was House of Wolves, and then it was Dark Below.
House of Wolves expansion, which is
And
when
then I played Kingsfall.
Yeah, which is when I started playing Destiny at
Or Taken King.
whichever one came first, Dark Below or House of Wolves. I
I
started
think it was
there.
House of Wolves.
I think it was Dark Below. It was.
What was the first raid?
Vault of Glass, and then it was Crota's End, and then for House of Wolves they were like Lil JK Prison of Elders, and people went like, no, give us raids back. That was the order.
Mm-hmm. And those were DLCs, not seasons, but like they were kind of seasons.
Anyway, in House of Wolves, this group of fallen, the House of Wolves, get out. Well, they were fallen then. House of Wolves were fallen because they were bad boys.
What about the Kells of the House of Lies?
Except Wexus. Wexus was a good boy.
Rexus.
He's figured a fucking Rexus.
He's got flames on the side of his like
This little
skiff
thing. There was an activity where you were supposed to go on hunts, from Petrovenge. She loves field work.
I love that Petrovenge is like revenge.
Petrovenge.
Also, on one of the times that she's in,
when she looks like the album cover.
Yeah, or she on one of the rotations in Dreaming City, like she looks like the rapper Hobson, and it makes me giggle every fucking time.
Hell yeah. There was the seasonal activity, if you will, of that season, which was an expansion. You had to go on hunts, and you had to go like to different locations and find like a House of Wolves person, And like most of them were like
the spider contracts.
most of them were captains and like, you know, higher ups or like a, you know, a juiced up vandal.
Mm-hmm.
One of them
Was just a dreg.
was a dreg named Wexus the Meek. He showed up on the moon in Anchor's Landing or whatever the fuck it is. The moon was my favorite location. And Wexus was my favorite because he was just a little dreg who was just like, pop, pop.
Kargan is a false imitation of what once was.
Exactly. Wexus.
Which, don't get me started on Kargan.
Wexus never dies.
I'm still mad. And I know we agree on it of like, you can't go just killing people indiscriminately. Although I guess it's fair to admit that like going and hunting the Barons and retribution could cause unknown like cause and effects.
Right.
In a
just
area
like the
we
results
understand.
of every strike.
Correct. Well, every strike we at least
we're
have
sent on a
intel, or we have like, you know, like they have been doing something, except for fucking, I think it's Inverted Spire is the one where it's just, hey, oh shit, there's like Cabal here.
They're doing something. Let's kill them.
Let's just kill them and get rid of it. Like,
yeah, we don't know what they're drilling for. Just kill them. I'm like, but we can't go kill the Barons, even though also the list of the things that the Barons have done is a lot longer than Kilcade.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the Prison of Elders for a reason.
Correct. Yes.
That's the conversation Zavala's not ready to have.
No. Well, that's because I think Zavala was like mourning the death of his friend and grieving and didn't know how to deal with it.
Well, he should have gotten over that.
You're right,
because we had stuff to do.
Ikora did.
She did. She knew what we needed to do.
Ikora's. You know what? You know why Ikora's a boss bitch?
Mm.
Because she knows the consequences and is willing to accept them, and she does what needs to be done.
Another cool lore card that I read in Season of the Haunted. So, like, obviously, within the context of the season, they don't show you everyone being haunted by a ghost, being haunted by a nightmare. Sorry,
nightmare. Yeah. They kind of look like phantoms. It's,
yeah.
If you're in particular like on the moon.
Crow, for example, was haunted by Uldren, which is actually himself, but his dead self.
Which also has no memory of himself prior self.
Which also kind of reinforces the fact that like they are separate characters. So like it was kind of a cool thing to do it that way.
Yeah, and he and like the whole thing of him accepting Uldren,
right. Yeah, Zavalos was of his wife,
his hot dead wife.
I don't know about hot. She looked pretty like busted as a nightmare.
Well, no. Once she was purified,
she still looked.
And then
busted.
she like hung out in the helm.
A little crazed.
I love that she hung out at the helm and not at the tower where Zavala is.
She's in the helm.
Be like,
she's got stuff to do.
Hey, I'm hanging out with your dead wife.
Well, I think she's like bound to the crown. I don't know. Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
That was good.
Ikora's nightmare that she was being haunted by the whole season was Cade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You only find out in lore?
Yeah. And it was like really fucking with her head. Because he was like, I thought you were going to come like avenge me and everything. He's like, he didn't do that. You just did nothing.
Which is really, it's more of like a manifestation of your guilt. It's
right.
trying to manipulate you.
It's not
It's
Cade.
any conversation we've had with our parents.
Oh, there you go.
Hello.
Hi.
Weckloam.
To this.
Hell yeah.
Podcast.
Brought to you by
us.
Me.
And Blue Raspberry Sparkling Ice plus caffeine.
Mm-hmm. And him.
And Starbucks.
And Starbucks, yeah. Although they're not affiliated.
Nah. Affiliate. Sparkling Ice is, though.
Yeah, they are. A big
A
sponsor.
beloved sponsor.
And by sponsor, we do mean you just brought it on.
I did bring it. I did. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Those words.
Yeah.
That I said.
The Gwimwah.
The Gwimwah. Oh, also, I cut my hair.
Yeah. I didn't.
Yeah. Elephant in the room.
Oh, I did.
I'm wearing my natural hair.
Oh, my God.
This is my natural hair color.
Oh, my God.
I'm so sorry about that.
I definitely looked 13 minutes ago and went, we gotta intro soon.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
nah.
Fuck that.
Nah.
They know.
I know.
This is episode like 52. You should know.
I also hope they know anything about Destiny or else they got really bored for 29 minutes.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, it's like, I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but
they care about it, and that's cool.
it's, like, I mean, it's the same reason why, like, I'll watch that fucking 4-hour video or 3.5-hour video about Animorphs, because it's like, everything I know about it is from that, but like, it's a lot more than I knew. Do I know what that actually means? Nope. Do I know how they trapped David in a rat morph? Not really. I know what they did. I don't know how it worked. Tobias is a bird. I don't know. It's crazy.
Let's have that conversation.
They won't.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like I was about to say something, and it's like, sometimes like you get like a little bit of like a either like an air bubble or like a little bit of liquid that like comes up, and you're like, stop yourself, otherwise you're gonna like choke on your own spit. Anyway, I struggle to breathe. We did King's Fall, which was a lot of fun.
Woo!
At least it was for me.
It was good. I had a good time.
That's my favorite raid.
I really liked the part where we melted the sisters and it was over quickly.
Mm-hmm. The second day.
That wasn't, and that's not because like I wanted, like
it over.
It's just that just feels good.
It did feel really good because it was like, oh yeah, like you guys got to have this, and like we got to get whatever the fucking weapon that they said.
We can't get it anymore.
Well, good. We got to get the other weapon that they say we always got to use. That's from the dungeon. That's not an exotic.
Well, neither is Hothead.
Yeah,
but we couldn't get Hothead.
No,
anymore.
But there's the other one. It's like Cataclysm or something like that.
Oh, isn't that from the raid?
No, I think it's
I
not.
thought that was from Vow.
Oh wait, not Cataclysmic. It is the linear fusion from the dungeon that we did once.
Divinity.
That's a raid, and that's a trace rifle. Oh, I don't know. I guess you never used it, so you didn't know. It's a trace rifle. Yeah, it's an arc one. And you actually don't even need to beat the raid, technically. Maybe you have to like activate stuff as you go along, and then once you kill the final boss, you activate the last node, and then you can like go back and get it. It's like a weird thing. You have to kind of like do it as you go along. So like the way that I got it was I joined at a like boss checkpoint, and they said divinity puzzle solved. Need one at the boss. So it was like, okay, cool. If I can just like suffer through and like beat this boss, then like I should get it. And I did. Although it was the second time I did it that I got it. The first time we beat the boss and it's like, oh fuck, we got to go back to that chest. I got booted. Ooh. Like I didn't DC. I got booted, which is some shit.
That's mean. Yeah, I don't know what gun.
I don't know. I remember Kenny knows. Kenny knows all the guns. He's light.gg. It's Kenny. Kenny GG.
The only one that I know that we were that in the raid, they were like, "You got Hothead?" I'm like, "Nah."
I got the Gallowhorn. Yeah. They're like, "Let's run the numbers," and I could hear like the calculator, and they're like, "Okay, that can work.
Two G horns will work."
Yeah, 3.
And I was like, "I don't have the catalyst, but I'm gonna keep my little mouth shut about that."
Oh, you don't have the catalyst?
I have it now. I had it unlocked. I just hadn't
finished it.
So like in the moment when they were like,
ones.
"You guys have 2 Gallowhorns," and I was like, "Yeah, I got Gallowhorn." And I looked at him like, "Do I have the catalyst?" I'm like,
"I think the catalyst just makes it so you can have like 2 in the chamber, right?"
Yeah.
Which I guess it increases DPS.
It would have helped, but it didn't matter anyway. We fucking like melted them.
It was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
I was really hoping that there's like something like that for all of them. Mm-hmm. Like a way to melt War Priest would be lovely, gal. But
yeah. Well, like War Priest wasn't even that hard. Like the like
that was the one that took us the longest.
It was, but like we kept like
we were having some glitch issues.
Yeah, like it straight up was just like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and wipe 2 pillars, and it's like there was no reason for that.
Well, he also just seems to have the most health.
Mm-hmm. That's what even like Kenny was saying. He's like, this is the peak of the raid, like in terms of difficulty.
This is the DPS check of the raid.
You're right. Hey guys, let's not kill, let's wipe so we can see stats. Which I like. That's one of my favorite memes of just like, fuck yeah, we all just struggled through this for hours. Let's wipe right there, just so we can see.
Let's wipe.
Party up. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was a good time.
Did that.
I bought the ring.
You bought the ring.
It'll be here in 2 years.
Is that really when it's supposed to be?
No, it'll probably be here in 8 months.
Yeah, probably. It does take a while. But you have, as long as you do it before the 5th, if you complete the King's Fall raid before the 5th, because they give you like a full week and a half.
Brandon.
Then you are eligible to purchase the King's Fall ring. You have until the 30th of September to buy it.
And I do mean
the 30th.
Repurchase.
Yeah, to repurchase.
To repurchase the ring.
So
Brandon.
If you play Destiny, also Destiny's now free. I mean, Destiny's been free to play, but it's now on the Epic Game Store. I guess it's no longer that same week, so all the expansions, the previous ones aren't free to play anymore. But
I think 30th anniversary is still free though.
Yeah, 30th
In
is
which
free.
case you can get Galahorn and you can melt the
Which
sisters.
you should 100% do.
You should get it.
Which actually, if you don't have Galahorn, you don't have 30th anniversary, and
you don't have Hothead, and you don't have friends.
No, but you play it like
kill
on
the
console,
sisters.
not on PC. It's worth just going ahead and like linking your like downloading it through Epic Games, getting it, and then downloading it.
Brandon did that, but he still doesn't have it. He's still trying to figure out what needs to happen.
Oh, you know what it might be?
Because he launches it through Steam. I'm like, I think you have to launch it through Epic Games at least once.
Yeah.
To like get it to trigger, and then maybe you can. Open it through
because
Steam.
because it is something where like 30th anniversary, the big thing was like Osteostriga, and or the whatever the special. There's a special little thing that also included Osteostriga and like crafting it, and
I think
so
that was the season. It was the seasonal gun. Nope.
No, it wasn't. It
No, it
was.
wasn't.
I think it was 30th anniversary.
No, it was Witch Queen.
It was Witch Queen, but it was the deluxe bonus thing or whatever.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
I can use it on PC, but if I go to the Throne World, like a little like crafting area, I can't craft that gun. I have to do it on Xbox, and I'm like, I'm not re-downloading the game to craft it.
If you pre-order,
I can still use it though.
If you pre-order Lightfall, you get like an auto rifle now, an exotic auto rifle. So I was like, this sounds fun. I'll try it. That gun is boot nasty.
Yeah, it's not good.
I'm sure it's good in some way, and I just don't get it. It's an auto rifle that if you shoot long enough and get enough hits, it does these like little mini homing rockets. And every kill that the mini homing rocket gets you a grenade like chambered in the gun. And then you can then swap the auto rifle to be a grenade launcher and shoot the grenade, and then it swaps back to being an auto rifle. It seems tedious and unhelpful.
I think it's because they can't put an exotic that's going to be a necessary thing tied to a pre-order. They could, but they would get criticized so goddamn hard for it.
My thing with it is not that like it's, why isn't this more overpowered? I was like, this
is just involved.
I'm never one to be like, Disney's running out of ideas. Pokemon's running out of Pokemon. Like I'm not really that guy. But
just
I'm
make
like,
more Pokemon.
But I'm like, this feels a little like you're grasping at anything to have a unique mechanic, which I'm sure would be difficult. There's so many exotics.
Oh yeah,
well, but I'm like, but this was a weird reach of like, it's an auto rifle, but hey, it also has mini homing rockets. But hey, that's all in service of making it a grenade launcher. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
And also, it looks very like purpose built and streamlined and everything. I'm like, this would make more sense if you made it look like junky and cobbled together. Because that would be more of like it's my one and done gun that does everything. I'm rowdy, Bobby, the crazy guardian out there on the edge of the tangled shore.
Hey,
and I threw this thing together with duct tape and my light. It's not that though.
No, it's not ever.
It's never been that.
It's not going to be that ever, and it shouldn't be.
And they're not ready for that conversation. Plexus the make, bring back my son.
My son. I'm looking for, on a mildly related note, they've teased a new Pokemon.
Is it another one that I can ride like a motorcycle?
No.
Then I don't want it.
I understand.
Delete it.
They shared some markings the other day, like, because they did the same thing in Sword and Shield, where they were like, hey, there's going to be like a nature, like,
versus nurture storyline.
In the dark fairy forest, we set up a camera, so it'll be live for 24 hours. Which it was like a fun thing online, so you could like watch the live stream and like wait for like, and you would see like a little Impidimp come up, but we didn't know who it was. We just see like that's Pokemon. It's like looking at the camera, like it's very cute and very like creative, but it's like, do you remember when they blew up the big ship in Destiny?
The Almighty.
Yeah.
For an emblem.
Do you remember
when we stood there for 2 hours?
It's very much like it's cool in essence. It's a great idea, but I'm not going to sit here the whole fucking time.
It just needed to be explained better of what was going to happen. For example, it's going to take an hour and a half before literally anything changes.
Yeah, like you were there for the last 15 minutes and you got everything.
And oh my god, and people like live tweeting, like literally like Paul Tossi being like, guys, you can see that like there's war sats around it. I'm like, sure, Paul. And there was. But I was like, okay.
But I mean, they did this event, like this is what's happening. But they're like, hey, trainers, we managed to obtain these photos of strange markings taken by a photographer from Paldea. They seem to be getting a lot of attention from the region's citizens. Any guesses to what they could mean? And they're like based on these like, no, I don't want to reply. Stop. They're based on like these like pictures, like it's like an art thing that's in Spain, where this artist like draws this on trees and stuff.
Okay.
And there was a leak that there was like AI, like II, as a Pokemon or whatever, before this. And so yesterday they tweeted out, remember the markings we shared yesterday? Well, the Paldean photographer has confirmed that these were made by a Pokemon called Grafify, or Grafefe. Grafify, which I'm like, Bravifif. Brave Grafifif. As you can see, it's quite difficult to catch in action. He left us the promise to have an exciting revelation soon, which I'm like, I got to be on my top of my Pokemon stuff because I like doing the reveals. But you could see, like, they can't see it. You can go look at Twitter, but like,
Fruit Loops.
There's that, and then like that. And so I immediately went, is it a regional Smeargle and or an evolution?
Okay. Yeah.
But then it's like Grafify, like, or you know, if that's how it's gonna be pronounced,
right?
You know, like
probably Grafifi because graffiti.
Yeah, Grafifi. Yeah. Or Grafii. No, Grafifi. Graffiti, because it's AI.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Graphii.
Yeah, it looks like if I just saw that without context, I'd be like, oh, like graphii. But I'm like,
graffiti.
But graffiti makes more sense. But AI wouldn't make that sound.
Yeah. So like the only thing that we can really see is like this was like the clearest one. This little like smidge. And so some people are like, it's maybe like a monkey or something. And it's like, I don't know. And
I'm tired of monkeys.
I'm like, I'm not opposed to it because clearly like the brush is the tail. So I'm like, I'm really hoping it is, because people are like, but it's not named like Smeargle. I'm like, they don't need to be, the naming doesn't need to be the same.
Yeah.
Especially for regional variants. Like Galarian Meowth evolves into Berserker. Like and even then it's Meowth and then Persian.
Yeah.
They're very different. So I'm personally hoping that it is like a variation of Smeargle because it's very cool. To do. Yeah, but it's very fun.
Can we talk about the fact that they finally brought Willow back in Pokemon Go and they made him like hotter?
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
Is Willow been gone?
He's been gone.
Oh, for all the Ultra Wormhole stuff.
Yeah, he disappeared. He came back, and I'm like,
he's a ditto.
I'm like, you gave him like. Now he's got like a nice jacket and like he looks younger and hotter. Like, why did you do this?
Oh. You know.
And like he has like a much more animated face, and I'm like, hey, you already had me.
Did he have some cancelable things happen in the past, and he needed to like get a better image?
He's reframed himself
in preparation for the lawsuits. I don't know. Maybe
he could get it, but he already could.
Yeah, of course, I get it. I don't know. I haven't seen him, so or if I did, I didn't pay attention. Like I just skipped through all the dialogue because I don't care.
Oh, I wasn't looking at the dialogue.
Yeah. I just like
his words don't matter.
Sometimes I like will like suddenly like blink and I'm like in the middle of like battling a Team Rocket person and I'm like, when did I start Pokemon Go? Yeah. I'm like, how did I just autopilot this so much?
Yeah.
But it's a vibe. Exciting note for me.
Excite Bike.
Not that you would know if you were on American Netflix, but
through using our Hype VPN promo code.
Hype.
You
give me the animes.
You can pretend to be somewhere else and get a different Netflix.
Using if you want to use the Hype VPN, use our code Hell Nah Podcast. That's right. Sugar Packet Podcast will fight. Not really, not formally. Not an affiliated fight. An unaffiliated fight. No, but JoJo's Stone Ocean, where this iconic frame is, where that's his stand and his memory. I don't know if those are the exact order, but regardless, we're getting the new batch of episodes. So we'll be getting 12 new episodes tomorrow. But I was even on Netflix today because I was like, all right, before I got to go to the office for a meeting, I was like, well, I got everything done. I'm kind of caught up. I'm like, I'm going to take like a break for like 20 minutes. I'm like, drink some water, just sit and chill with the dogs before I gotta go, because it's important to also, like, no matter how busy you get, if you're able to, like, squeeze in a little bit of time for yourself, even if it's just something small, I think it's important to do that. It's good, like, especially working from home, like, to help break up the, like, oh god, I'm only working, or like I can never work. It's like, treat yourself. So I was watching Stone Ocean and I'm like, they don't even have like new episodes tomorrow. Nothing, like no promo. And it's very, like, the fandom in general is like fucking pissed at Netflix, because it's like, hey, like, it came out at the beginning of the year and I was all about it. I was so excited. I'd actually started watching JoJo once it had come out, and then it's like, yeah, now I'm like, okay, cool, the 3 months are up. It's all 12 episodes have aired in Japan. We should be getting more, right? And they're like, September. And in September, you're only getting 12. And I'm like, thanks. But I am excited.
Please have a scrap of Stone Ocean.
Yeah. I'm just stoked, because it's like, like, I haven't read the manga for it. So, like, I mean, I ultimately know what happens at the end.
Deoxys is back.
Oh, I need Deoxys, I think.
Why? Well, there's all the different forms. There's 4 different forms. 4 different forms.
Yeah.
That's the time.
It's cool.
Me?
And they all have different stats, too. And, like, in the games. The speed
in
form.
this game, too, they all have different... Well, they at least have different CP.
But yeah, anyway, I'm excited. And, like, people are... Like, I agree that, like, it's like... It just sucks because there's, like, not as much hype. And I'm like... But if you're a fan, like... You're probably like, okay, cool, yeah. I can't wait. And it's a good time. But... Yeah. I went to therapy and I learned a lot of good things, and I'm mad about it because I wish I would have done it sooner, and it be like that sometimes.
Better that you do it now than never.
No matter what, now is always a good time. And a thing that I already said this today, but I was talking to a friend yesterday about it, and I kind of had my own wisdom. Wednesdays are a big wisdom day for me. Yeah, historically
Wisdom
speaking.
Wednesdays.
Correct. Also, Spaghetti Wednesdays, they do coincide sometimes. But a realization that I kind of came to, like, especially with, like, you know, like, I just have been trying to be a lot more positive about myself. Like, if I start being negative, like what my therapist had said was, like, you got to challenge those things. Like, you don't have to think that way. You don't have to do that. And it's like, you're right. I never thought about it like that. Like, you know, it is free to be depressed. But you could also, I guess that's a bad, like, not depressed, but, like, to be, like, hard on yourself, but it's also just also as free to be good to yourself. Like, you know, it's just you doing it to you. Like, you could, like, yeah, it's harder to do that, but I think it's because there's a bit of, like, misery loves company. Like, there's a weird comfort in, like when I was really depressed, like, every once in a while I'll have this, like feeling of, like, you know, sometimes I missed when I was, like, depressed. And then I, like, stop and I go, no, I don't. I just wanted to kill myself all the time. That wasn't fun at all. Quite far removed from it, actually. And you know, it's like, why? It's like, because it's like, kind of just give up. And it's like, there is a bit of a feeling in that.
There's a little kernel of, like, self-pitying freedom.
I know how bad like, it is. So there's a comfort in that.
Right. And this feeling that, like, you have an internal excuse for things, like, because it's like, well, of course I didn't, you know, do as well as I should have, you know.
I'm like, just a fuck up. It's okay.
And that's okay, because I know that. It's like, that's not.
Because I'm a piece of shit, whatever. And it's like,
right.
So, like, we kind of, like, you know, stick in that. But it's like, at the same time, you know, although we do fall onto that, it's like, we also, like, you don't have to do that. It doesn't, you can, the only way to make yourself more comfortable with, like, loving yourself or, you know, being nice to yourself is you have to do it. You know, it's like, just like anything else, it's like a muscle. You have to, like, work on it. You worked on that depression muscle real good, or, like, or not even just depression, that's the wrong phrase, but, like, being down on yourself and whatnot. But, like, one thing that I kind of thought about was, as I was talking to a few different friends over the past week, is, like, you know, one thing that, like, you know, people was like, you know, like, I dated him, like, I thought he could change, you know, or I thought she could change, whatever. And it's like, people don't change, they grow. And, like, we only change, like, we change due to trauma and things outside of our control. Like, that's when, like, people change, in my opinion, because it's if that makes sense. Like, you know, traumatic event, like, you know, loss of a family member, an accident, something like that, like, out of your control that you couldn't predict, or even if you could, like, this is a pivotal moment, whatever. Whereas, like people don't change, people grow, and the difference between that is intent. You have to want to grow. People don't want to change.
Right.
Because change is drastic. Even small, it's drastic. But if you try to like frame it to yourself as like, I'm not trying to change myself, I'm trying to grow myself, it's the same ultimate goal, but it's like the way you're doing it is through different objectives. Because it's like, no, like I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to be more than what I was, or to be, you know, something a bit different, in which you could say change. But I think like it's just my my word of advice for people, for anyone like dealing with stuff, is like, try to think of it like that. Cause it's like, it's hard to, every time I try to change, it's just like, it's tough. And like, I just fall back on it. It's like, well, yeah, like, cause if you're trying to change, you either do or don't. Mm-hmm. But it's like with growth, just like if you're like, you know, plants or like a skill, any skill that you're trying to grow, like they're always going to have pitfalls, but like you're also at that pitfall, you still have way more like experience like in that whatever you're trying to grow than you did when you started. Mm-hmm. And it's like you kind of need to fail and figure out how to get past it, so that the next time it happens, you don't even get that far. Mm-hmm. And whatnot. And I think like it's just very like helpful. I think a lot of people could like appreciate it. If not, like, I'll go fuck myself. That's cool.
Well, it's that thing of like, they talk a lot about like how achieving goals and stuff like depends on your mentality going into it, in the sense.
Why can't we play footsies?
I see that. No, thank you.
I didn't. At first, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then I was like, "That's his shoe." Wow. And now I'm like, "Now I'm getting in those." Wow. Let me get in those offlines.
No. Like they talk a lot about, like with fitness and stuff. They talk a lot about. You know, it's the positive changes and everything come not when you're doing it for like a specific like goal of like a number of like, I want to like, you know, hit X number on the scale, or I want to like be able to lift X number of weight or whatever. Like that's not when it's fulfilling, because that's not sustainable, because you're thinking about it as like an end goal, not as like a development. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, don't think about it in terms of like, I want to change, you know, X, Y, and Z. I want to get to like this place. Like, it's think about like what steps are like getting you there, and how is like each of those steps getting you farther along that thing. So like, think of it more of like as a mind, like as a journey rather.
Yeah, I was about to say, you kind of want to make it so it's like you can have that like, oh, like personally, like I'd love to like get back down to like, I never was able to hit like 160 or like 159. Like I'd love to hit that. That would be like, I could be like, that's my goal, but it's like, well, what happens when you hit it then?
Right.
And like, obviously you can keep moving it, but rather like, I want to have a healthier lifestyle,
right,
and a milestone, which that's a good point that you brought up that word. I like that.
Yeah. Having like milestones and checkpoints along the way, like there's absolutely value in that, because it helps you like, you know, like
it's like a reward almost.
Right. And it's a way of like framing the growth in that regard of like, you have like measurable ways of being like, okay, like I'm on the right, like, you know, direction or whatever, but like you can't think about it as like that's like the ultimate goal or whatever, because exactly when you get there, then what?
Yeah. Then or like any, because as soon as like so like, you know, someone who's like, you know, I've gone around on like the weight train a bit, and like, you know, gone up and down. It's like, you know, you start like, oh, I'm going to start weighing myself every day. And then it's like, well, that's not a good idea unless you're fine with doing it every day, with the understanding that like, you know, how much water did you drink the day before, you know, time of day, all of that different stuff. And it's like, it's because that could be nice to see like overall trends. But if you're viewing your progress at one day at a time, and you're like judging yourself based on that, you're only ever going to be disappointed because of the fluctuation. And so it's like, if you're making your goal, I want to, you know, weight's just like an easy example for me. So it's like, you know, I want to, like, for example, like I want to be 180 pounds. And it's like, okay, well, I was like, okay, I'm like, ooh, I hit 200. Fuck, I'm 205. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, it like hurts so much more.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm like, well, my goal is to just be a bit like, my goal is to live a healthier lifestyle. And I can be like, well, you know, actually, for example, yesterday, I got salad and go for lunch because like I was like, you know what, I do like the buffalo chicken salad. It's good, and I'm gonna get it. And I was like, I got it. And I couldn't even finish it because it's a lot.
It's a lot of salad.
And I put it in the fridge. Although in hindsight, I'm like, I should have just tossed it because it's not going to keep well.
I just wish they would have a half salad, because salads don't keep very well.
It would be perfect as a half salad. But even then, I'm like, I spent less than I would on fast food, because at this point, fast food's like $10-12
very expensive.
And it actually just really recently, I was on my way home, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna like, I'm like, you know, I'll just like grab food real quick, and I was like, I'll just grab Taco Bell, and I'm like, looking at the menu and like looking at the menu versus just late at night ordering on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I can see all the calories and stuff and whatnot, and I'm like, what I order, I'm like, that is a lot more than I should be eating in like a day that I'm getting as like my dinner for the night. Which like even if that's the only thing I eat all day, that's still a lot, still especially if I'm not going to be like burning that energy. Yeah. Like it's good, it's tasty, and it's one of those things where like every once in a while, sure. Like, you know, I know like you love to fuck up some McDonald's from time to time. I don't know how much anymore, but still.
Not as much anymore. My biggest thing with food in general and like my relationship with it, which over the years has been very not great. Mm-hmm. But like for me, a big thing that like, and you know, it came from like such a weird, like simple place, but like for me, like when I was growing up, it became very much of a thing of like, it was like a weird like point of pride of like when you're growing up and like, especially when you're growing up, like, yeah. And like when you're growing up, like, I don't know if it's like this for, you know, like everybody, but like for me growing up as like, you know, a boy,
a tyke,
there was a certain thing of it's like
a trifle wow.
You're like proving something by like how much you can eat. It's like, oh shit, like he's like growing, like I can eat an entire, like, you know, like I can.
It could also be a bit of a boy thing too, like because it definitely felt encouraged.
Yeah, because like it was sort of a thing of like, you know, I don't know, active. Masculinity of like how much can you eat, like how much can you like get down and everything.
Stepbrother like, David used to just fucking like he could just clear a plate so fast, and I was like fast too. I'm like, I'm not that fast, and now I'm slow.
It becomes almost this weird like point of pride of like, you know, like, yeah, I may only be like, you know, I don't know, like 10 years old or whatever, but like I can eat a fucking like I can eat a large number 2 and I can do like this, that, and the other, and like I can eat the whole fucking thing. And it became this weird like benchmark that like was weirdly like reinforced. Not by my parents or anything, like they didn't care.
No.
But it just sort of becomes this thing of like, I can eat so much because I'm a fucking,
because like we want to be big and strong.
Right. Yeah. And so it's like,
you're a Titan main as a boy.
So you get in this weird like headspace, and like, it's weird how much that like influences later of then it's like, I can't like scale back because like, what am I getting like weaker or something? Which is so stupid, but it's literally like, you're like, well, no, like, I eat like a large number 2 every time. I can eat that whole thing, so I should eat the whole thing. And it's like, you literally don't have to. No one's telling pizza, you to.
And you know, the amount of times that I leave a pizza, like I get a whole pizza, and I eat it all at night. Because like a bad habit I got, especially once I worked at like the hotel and stuff, is that like I'm a grazer.
Yeah.
Which it's important to also recognize that. Like, are you someone that eats meals? Or do you graze? Because like I 100% will graze. Like,
yeah, I
mean, you lived with me. Like,
oh yeah,
you're like, there's like food, and it's like, should this be put away? And I'm like, I'm eating it. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Unless you need the space, and then I'll move it. But it's like, don't put it in the fridge. I don't want it to be cold. It's just like I'll forget, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Right.
And it's too. And the problem with that is that you're like, okay, well, I'll just have a little bit, because you have a little bit of hunger. Versus like if you would have just ate, and a big thing is like stopping.
Yeah.
Like before you get seconds, like something I wish I would have known as a kid, like if my parents would have done, which they didn't know, and how could they have known? And also like my dad notwithstanding, but like my mom is like very tiny and petite. Like she's always been like, oh, I'm like, Mom, you were 120 pounds, please. Yeah. Like you're not fat, please. Like stop. Like,
yeah.
But you know, women, am I right? Or at least I can say that it's my mother. That's not true. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You get what the jokes aside, like the bullshit of like, you know, like that kind of concept of like, you know, okay, like you had your food. It's like, do you want seconds? Okay. It's like, all right, well, you can have seconds, but you need to wait 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, well, why? It's like, let it settle. Like you need to like slow down and taste your food, enjoy your food.
Getting it's funny how like so many of those like little things can have such like a long-term impact without you like noticing until like you take a step back at, you know, 29 and go like, oh yeah, like I, you know, sort of conditioned myself to think that like I have to eat as fast as I can. I have to eat as much as I can. Like it's some weird competition because I'm constantly comparing myself to, you know, other, you know, at the time, other guys my age and being like, this is how I somehow show that like, look guys, I'm big and strong and I'm going to be like a badass too, which is such a weird thing. And then like to be able to acknowledge like that was stupid then, and then to also have to look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's still a thing, even though like I don't even have that original framing anymore, but the habit is just set of like, regardless of like, I'm not doing it to like compare myself to anyone else anymore, but it's just a pattern that's set up in my life. And so it's just what I'm with. And it's like, no, you don't have to like do all of those things.
No,
you don't need to. So yeah. So for
why
me,
do you, like, you gotta challenge yourself on it. Like,
yeah,
why?
you gotta be like, okay, but like why? Where did it come from?
Where to go?
And then like, where did it come from, kind of Joe? And then like, where did it come from? Good to know. And then like, look at like, okay, like, are those factors still applicable? Were they even applicable then? But like, is it applicable now? No. Then let's
like,
change
we're
it.
We're very different people than we were so long ago.
Right.
Well, like, if I may unpack for just a moment and then we can get into questions, but like, very much of like the theme of like what I got feedback from when I went to my therapy session. I ended up going for like 2 hours, and I just bought the 3-hour package to have an hour in October to like, you know, hey, I'll go apply all these things and see, you know, and like work through some stuff. But like, you know, I have a lot of like self-confident issues, especially like at work and stuff. I say like we didn't record yesterday because I almost cried at your table, and you're like, we don't have to, and I'm like,
have to record.
Are you sure? It's okay. And, you know, and everything's good now. I'm a superstar because I got to cry yesterday. I'll almost cry. Doesn't matter. But, like, realizing that, like, I'm like, I never know what I want to do. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I want to do. And I like, kind of like, by just, like, talking about it, and she kind of just kept pushing me on it to, like, you know, get to the root of it a bit, you know, like therapy or conniving people do. But I kind of realized, I'm like, oh man, you know what? I always thought like when people are like, oh yeah, well, like, you know, in your formative years, I'm like, to me, I'm like, that's like 3 to 7. No. Formative years are even like anytime.
Yeah, really.
Your entire life have been formative years. Cause like, especially like once I went to college and like all of my stuff, like in college and working and stuff, I'm like, I've come to the realization that I'm like, no offense to my mother, but like, no matter what I was doing, it was like, well, like, you need to like finish school so you can get a real job. You need to move home so you can save for a house and do this. And it's like, I never wanted to do that. And when I did, I was miserable. Right. Like when I was doing what they wanted. And it's like, I didn't realize it. And I don't think it was malicious, but like what it kind of resulted in is, even as like a kid, of like always being told what to do or like whatever. Like I was never encouraged to like think for myself, like do what you want and like be supported. Like I could understand it like as a parent, like, you know, like, I know, like, you're like, you know, I just wish you would, like, you know, do this. It's like, like, even if you want to do that as, like, a parent or, like, a like friend, sibling, whatever, I think it's so important to, like, be supportive. Like, hey, so, like, what are you doing? And it's like, oh, well, actually, I am, like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm actually kind of passionate about it. I'm, like, actually, like, really enjoying it, and I'm getting a lot of fulfillment out of it. And it's like, that's, you know what? That's great. Like, take an interest and feel supported and feel listened, and then go, you know, well, you know, like, you know, and then, you know what, if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, which I hope it doesn't, you know, you can always like move back home and like save money if you want. And it's like, yeah, I know, because it's like, because that is the parent's gonna parent kind of thing, you know, like, but it's like, hey, can you just like ask me how I'm doing? Like, right. It's like, it kind of like, I kind of came to the realization that like, no matter what I'm gonna do, like, it's never gonna be enough because it's not what the one, you know, correct path is. Right. But even more than that, like extrapolating it to myself, I'm like, that explains why whenever I play games or anything, I always want to know the most optimal thing. Like I want to, like, what is the best build in the game and how quickly can I get it? Like new game I haven't even played yet. Like I'll play a game that just like, you know, like text-based answers. You have to just choose options. And I'm like, I need to know, like, it's not like, it's different than like when you played Inquisition. Because, like, I'm talking on a smaller scale. Like, I need to go look up everything. And I'm like, well, am I playing the game then? Like, I don't take risks because I need, like, it's almost like I've come to realize that, or I have chosen to realize due to programming and all of that, that, like, whatever I want to do is not the right way or the most efficient way to do it. So I can't trust whatever I want to do to the point where I just no longer think like that. Like I just don't think about what I want to do. Like, what do you want to do? It's like, I'm good with whatever. Like I kind of need someone to tell me what the right thing to do is, or what to, not like right thing, like ethically, I'm pretty good at that, but like, you know, to like task stuff, like, what do you want to do? It's like, you got to tell me, otherwise I won't know what to do. And like a lot of it's like, you know, well, if I don't know what to do, like, you know, stepdad from the past, more or less, for lack of a better term, of being like, you know, always moving the goalposts and gaslighting, like, Zach can come over and he can go to the water park with us. And I'm like, that'll be so much fun. He goes, yeah. He's like, you just got to finish your chores. I'm like, okay, cool. I got to do these 2 chores and then we can go. He comes over and like, I do the 2 chores and he's like, well, you also have to do this. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then Zach's like, can I help? And he's like, yeah. We were like 12 at the time. And we're like, fuck yeah. Like, we'll start doing this. And then there was like another chore and then like another 2 chores. And I'm like, it's kind of fucked. And then at one point, the most ridiculous thing, a box of packaging peanuts. He's on the couch, by the way, my stepdad at the time. He's just watching SportsCenter. Very important. Which, in hindsight, he just didn't want to have to go take us, even though it would have been 10 minutes out of his day to go drop us off.
Right.
Can't stop what he wants to do. He always find, you know, and was also very much of a yeller, verbally abusive person. So it's like, if I fuck up, I'm going to get yelled at.
Right.
You know, realizing a lot of things that, like, I'm like, this affects me all the time, constantly, and I'm always worried that I'm pissing people off and that they're just saying something, and I'm like, man, I'm shit, yeah. And then I like listened to some JoJo music and cried on my way home, so, you know, it was a good time. But like that realization that, like, you know, we had this box of packaging peanuts, and he's like, I need the box, so you need to get all the packaging peanuts into a bag. It's like, to like throw out in the trash, but you can't just go dump it in the trash. We're like, okay, we're like, well, hey, like, let's grab the bag and we'll just kind of like pour them in. And he's like, no, you can't do that because it'll make a mess. Even though, like, okay, if some spill out, we can sweep them up and put, like, literally told us no, we couldn't do that, and we had to grab just handfuls of this massive box, and it took us like a half hour because it's insane. And by the time everything was said and done, it was like almost 6, and he goes, oh, well, the water park's going to close here in about a half hour anyway, so it's not enough time, so I guess we'll have to just go next time. You know, anyway, have a good day, Zach, go home. And so Zach comes back after being gone for 4 hours, and his mom's like, you know, we were like 13, 14, she's like, how was the water park? And he's like, we didn't go. Jerry just made us made him do chores the whole time. And it's like, at the time, I'm like, man, like, I guess I just fucked up. Like, I had all these chores I needed to do, like, gaslit to hell of, like, no, he just didn't want to go. This is the same guy where, like, I'd finish, you know, band, we had at night practices, they'd be done at 9 for band. And then, like, you know, my band instructor would be like 10 o'clock and he's like, all right, hey, like, you're still here. And I'm like, hey, he's on his way. He was running late, but he already told me he was on his way. He's like, okay, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, go. There was definitely 3 times in particular that I remember where, like, my mom got home from like working 2 jobs and like was like, where's Steven? And he's like, oh yeah, I gotta go pick him up. He said he was staying late at band. Like, there was always a lie, bullshit. And like rolls up in the PT Cruiser at fucking 11:45 at night, and it's like cold now, and because like Arizona, like in the fall time, at night it gets cold. Yeah. Well, after Halloween it gets cold, which is a very weird thing. I don't know why it's like November it gets cold, but it's like a shift. Yeah. But there's some like fun traumatic stuff. There you go. Welcome to that. But that's the kind of thing where I'm saying with like all of that, like it's important to like recognize that, and it's like I don't need to think like that. That like that is very much of like, because I would always be like, yeah, I wasn't really like traumatized as a kid. I don't really know. Like I didn't have any of that. And then it's like, yeah, there was some stuff. But I'm like, also at the same time, it's like I don't think that like necessarily speaking, like, you know, it's like anything was malicious. It's more of like these were just actions and things that were done. And this is the result that like I chose to internalize without realizing it. Because like if you're okay with it, then it's fine.
Well, it's like so many things when like with like when you're a kid and everything, like
kid now, squid now,
good and bad. Like I have very formative memories, again, good and bad, with like
not the formative
with my parents and stuff. And then like, you know, I'll tell it to them later. Like there's, you know, like I can't even remember the exact example, but there was something specifically with my dad that was like, it was a good thing actually, where I was like, you said this to me, and
yeah,
it, like,
the bat story.
Oh yeah, there's
he
that
doesn't
one too.
remember that one.
Yeah, where I was like, you said this, and it like really like resonated with me and like stuck with me or whatever. And I was like, and that's like, you know, like that was like really important when you said that. And he was like, oh, he's like, well, okay, I'm really glad I said that then. I was like, but don't you like remember? And he's like, no. And I was like, but like it I was like, oh, I was like, it seemed like really like pivotal. And he just looked at me and was like, I said a lot of things. Like you have to. And he didn't mean that in that wasn't him being like sarcastic or something.
You're dumb for taking note of that, but it's like.
No, he literally was just like, well, I said a lot. He's like, I was trying to like, just teach you things and do right by you and everything. Mm-hmm. He's like, you say a lot of things. And he's like, I'm glad though that it was good and it helped. He's like that, like, is important.
Stuck with you.
But yeah, it's crazy how like good and bad, all kinds of things. It's like a lot of times like,
people were like
their intention isn't the same as the impact in like, positive and negative. And like, yeah, it's crazy.
In a similar vein to that too is like you can't like, also like where like if you're like very self-conscious and like getting like anxiety about like other people, like everyone's the main character in their own story. Mm-hmm. To where like just like when people ask us like, oh yeah, don't you remember this from the podcast, and we both just go, I say a lot of things. I said a lot of things. You guys were growing the audience.
We had to say things to you.
We're almost at 1,800 subscribers.
Cool.
Yeah, we gotta do something special if we get to 2K, that's when we should do the stream for the Redacted game.
Oh, okay.
Well, then it makes them work for it.
They have no means to get us more subscribers.
They're supposed to tell 3 friends.
I believe they already have.
I do not think that the network, like, then y'all need to go out and make friends, okay? Do it. Flops. You can. I believe in you. Or just start spamming other Discord servers until you get banned. Someone's got to click.
Jesus Christ. Those are the kinds of fans we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Electronic and ergonomic, baby. But yeah, like,
okay,
yeah, and it's like, good on your dad too for it's like, yeah, like I'm glad, but like, that's why I'm sure like there's stuff that like my sister and I were talking the other night. I don't remember what it was, but I remember there was something where she was like, yeah, like this happened, and I'm like, did it really? Oh my God, I have no memory of that. And like my sister's like, yeah, actually I don't have a lot of memory from like my early childhood, and I'm like, what do you mean? You're there in my memories.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Were you not paying attention? She's like, I'm 4 years younger than you, Steven. Like,
yeah,
a lot of stuff, like, where I'm like, oh, yeah, when I was like 8 or 9 or 10, like, this was like some pivotal stuff. So I'm like, she was 4, 5, or 6.
Right.
I remember very small snippets from that time period. Like, I could probably count on both hands the amount of memories I have from that age. That aren't like fake memories because my parents have told me the story
and you remember it.
Yeah, I remember the last time I heard it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, you want to do questions?
Sure.
Do you want to do questions today?
Sure.
Exciting.
Question time.
No.
When is it?
When is it? That's why I love Quit Wit. The sound of us breaking our terms, our EULA agreement, or I guess our EULA.
Question time from Space Analyst 26. What is the best meal you've ever had?
Ass.
Juicy butt. Doesn't have to be the fanciest or best tasting, but the one you were happiest to eat that sticks out in your memory.
Butt.
Ass.
No.
I've had some delightful memories with mozzarella cheese sticks.
It was
unexpected cheese sticks.
Yeah,
that happen upon you.
The McDonald's cheese sticks.
Yes.
The let me get a McPick too.
Yeah,
that was good.
At the cabin when all of a sudden the Cheddar Bay biscuits walked in, mm-hmm. that lives in infamy.
Cheddar Bay biscuits always.
I was
we should go to Red Lobster.
Very happy.
You can't go there. You just have biscuits.
I pretty much can only eat biscuits, yeah.
But why else would we go?
Oh, yeah, what else?
Yeah.
Who else wants anything?
Let's get biscuits for the table.
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, they also have, like, fish that I can eat.
Yeah, I'm sure. For me, it was, like, my, like, favorite, like, most, like, memorable meal was, oddly enough, at least in, like, work didn't compensate it, like, where it was a vendor trying to, like, impress us, mm-hmm. shit, like, sales stuff. When I went to Chicago, when Tyler and I went to Chicago a couple years ago for Zach's birthday, and we went to Zach's favorite restaurant, which is like a seasonal rrestaurant, mm-hmm. but it was like nice. Like for like it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. It was like $800 for dinner. We got like black truffle fries. Well, because it was like this, like, that was his gift, was like this restaurant, this experience, which I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know. Tyler and I are both like, oh, that's like $150 from us. God damn.
I'm just not that person.
Mm-mm. But it was but as someone who is like, that's a lot. I don't want to do that. But like to do it one time and like, you got dressed up nice. Like I got to live that lifestyle for a moment. I'm like, I cannot do this, nor do I want to do this. Like I have no interest in that. But,
yeah, like I don't begrudge people who like that is like they want to do that sort of thing in the same way that like I will like splurge on things that a lot of people would be like, why the fuck would you do that? And I'm like, because it's for me and it makes me happy. Like, I'll spend money on shit that like I'm sure a lot of people would be like, what the actual fuck? So like, I don't know, but yeah, so like I don't like have any hangouts for people who like do that shit with food, but I'm like, for me personally, that's fucking crazy. Like I would never. I'm like, it's food. Like eat it, but it's more than food. It's the experience and everything, and I understand that. Yeah, it's just different. Like it's different vibe for me.
It's like I said, I wouldn't do it ever again. I guess the only other one was also with Zach and Kat, but like he's a pilot and she's like a VP, so like a bit more of like a means difference. But like they did when I went to Chicago last year for like Lala, we did go to the John Hancock Tower, and like I had dinner in like all the way at the top, and it was amazing and delicious. And that one was a gift, and so that one was delicious. When I don't have to see the bill, I'll eat my fill, and that's
why I love
free food. Free ass food.
Steph OS7.
She's sick.
Heads up, I still exist, but I'm sick.
Yeah, I knew that flop. Anyway,
premonition.
What's
your fave comfort stuff for recovery from cold/flu? I don't do anything that like actually helps me recover. I just use it as an excuse to delight in vices that I already have, like eating a whole pizza by myself or something. I'm like, well, I was sick. I was sick. I should have this. Long showers, which I already do.
I'll sit there and be like, man, like I'm sick. I just like I'm gonna drink 6 cans of Sprite, and it's like because I'm sick, so it'll help me make me feel better. Right. Even though it's like, no, 6 cans of water would have done you some wonders.
Yeah,
but I don't want it.
Also, I haven't been sick in a long time. Like, grateful for it. Sick in that sense of like a cold or a flu or something. So like,
I haven't slept on dry or wet sheets lately.
It's been a long time, so like I actually don't really remember what I would usually do. Yeah, I would usually just use it as an excuse to like sleep a lot, drink a lot of water, and then afterwards, like when I was back on the upswing and like I had my taste back, I'd be like, well, gotta test take advantage of this tasting.
Well, let's just make sure everything still tastes the same.
Let's get taste for the table.
I know you'll have taste.
Empress.
No taste for me. I brought taste from home.
I had a little bit of taste earlier, and then it's not sitting right with me. I'll be right back.
Badass.
Empress Arcana, tarot storyteller. Question time. Eric and Odie, the journey continues as you make your way to what seems to be a larger-than-life garden full of flowers, vegetables, and fruits. The myriad of synchronous colors paint a picture so charming you get lost in this feeling of warmth, similar to a mother's embrace. Curiosity gets the better of you as you lean down for a closer look at this beautiful rose, touching it and accidentally pricking your finger with its thorns. You start to bleed, but ignore it as a voice interrupts your train of thought. Best be careful. It's too early on your journey to be getting hurt. They take your hand into theirs and the bleeding stops, healing your finger. I'm the Empress. I was told you'd be stopping by my garden today. I am in charge of the flow of creation in this realm. Down this path, ego is born, and soon the trials of the shadow will commence. The Empress offers 3 gifts. They are as follows. Baskets of fruits and vegetable. Might as well take some food for the road. The same rose from before. Why am I drawn to this thing that hurt me? And a magic mushroom. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Which gift will you choose? The basket of fruits and vegetable? The rose that stung you? Or a magic mushroom?
Magic mushroom?
Yeah.
I got like, the fact that I don't know what it does I gotta.
I guess.
What fruits and vegetables are in the basket?
Right, that's my question. Like, are we talking like potatoes and apples? Because like, hell yeah, give me that basket.
I mean, are we talking like watermelon? Are we talking cantaloupe? Are we talking?
If there's cantaloupe, I don't want it.
cukes?
I'm gonna throw it.
I'll take a cuke.
Okay.
But if there's a tomato in there, get it the fuck out.
I only want Honeycrisp apples and russet potatoes.
Those aren't bad. Yeah. Is
That-
potato a vegetable?
Yes.
Really? Oh, there's a starch. I guess it can be both.
Yeah.
Why not both?
It's a vegetable that has starch in it.
Pizza's a vegetable?
Starch isn't a classification.
It could be.
Well, depends on what you're classifying, I suppose.
Starch.
Yeah, I'd probably take the basket of fruits and vegetables
Yeah, I'll do the magic mushroom.
because I'm not big on flowers.
I am curious though, like what that would entail, like what that means.
Right.
But either way, okay.
Yeah. Loop's 13th Fae, question for the next episode. How do you handle existential dread? Asking for a friend.
Optimistic nihilism.
Not well. I keep myself really busy.
If nothing matters in a positive way, that means that like whatever you do matters to you, and that's what's important. So it's kind of like, why be doom when you could be doom and gloom?
There you go.
Don't be gloom, be the doom.
Yeah.
Mick Gordon. It's software. EA Sports.
Challenge everything.
Sounds a pride accomplishment.
Yeah. Question 2.
Yep.
What does your ideal image of peace look like for you? For me, it'd be a little cabin in the woods some day away from the noise of the world.
My brain really was like, I don't know what the One Piece is.
Ideal image of peace look like for me. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not a beach person for sure. Like, I'm definitely like a mountains person, like in the classic beach versus mountains debate. So yeah, I definitely get like a certain sense of like peace from like when we would go to like the cabins or whatever. Just sort of taking a moment to just like sit out on like the porch and just like
don't really
look at
need our
them.
phones because everyone that we talk to is here.
Right. Well, I'm not talking so much about like that part of it, but just like
but
that.
same energy.
Literally just like looking out into like beautiful forest,
just
with mountains,
to,
and
like
stuff.
to stop seeing like
that's very
man-made
peaceful.
shit. Yeah, I would agree. Like, I mean, beach is nice. Beach is really nice, but I also fear of like rising tides. But also, if you're in the mountains, you can get stuck either in like if you're in snow or wildfires, you can get fucked.
Yeah,
Which just means that all peace is temporary.
it is, and there's a peace in accepting that.
Side note, I follow people like I'm very big on anime Twitter, except that I'm not on it. Like I just like know people who apparently like do a lot of weird shit. Like my one friend, who I told was good. He's the stinky guy. If I ever told you about that.
What?
The guy that doesn't shower on Twitter that I asked to be friends with, and I asked him what a TweetDeck was.
Okay.
I've had a lot of adventures. Regardless, I look on Twitter and the One Piece is real is trending, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like, did like they finally like get to the end of One Piece? Because it's getting close to wrapping up. They just finished Wano, and like Oda's almost done. Like it's actually gonna finish, and I'm like, oh shit, what is it? It's just Whitebeard. It's a like whatever video it is. It cuts to Whitebeard, a character in it, and instead of having his pants, he just has a giant dick, and it's like it's a whole troll thing. And it was very funny 3 days ago when it started, and then like literally like earlier today I saw that like some game company or whatever was like like an official account. I forget what it was for, but it was like the One Piece is real, and I'm like, it's too late.
Flops?
And then I've seen like a few other people like try to start like for whatever joking thing for whatever other property, and I'm like, it's already like they somehow the One Piece people like they got like everyone got it.
Yeah,
they got everyone, and anyone who else tries to do it is just an imitator. So stop, no more lies.
Jimmy Woes.
Do you like hearing the news from me, but only in weird snippets that aren't coherent?
About things that I don't know about.
I don't know about either, but I'm just telling you.
You at least know what One Piece is.
I'm like a grandma who I'm like, I saw this on Facebook. It's like, what does this mean? It's like, think about it.
I'm gonna vote because of it.
Did you see they found the One Piece? That's a nice penis. I'll vote for
I'm
it.
gonna vote.
Look at the girth of that vessel.
Jimmy Rose asks, is there a fashion look that you admire but can't or aren't confident enough to pull off? A specific fashion look.
Yeah, slim suits.
Okay.
And I already know that people can be like, you could do whatever you want. I'm like, I'm aware. But
Right,
there's a
not the
difference
point.
between like people think you look good in something and like you feel like you look like you feel good in something and like by looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Like
there are many times when I'm like, I wish
Tom's.
I had really long hair, like at the Halloween party, the last one, the murder mystery party, like 2 years ago at this point, 3 years ago at this point. Oh my god.
Oh, where I was the middle manager.
Middle manager.
I had my crown.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I looked like a manager of Lowe's.
Yeah. My sister was I was a wolf alpha, and I wanted to just like do like the whole fucking thing.
Hashtag Omegaverse.
No.
Sorry, was that not funny?
I only did.
I'll stop plugging it.
Well. No, you're not.
You better stop.
Nah, get it? Because that's what happens to the penis.
The big red wolf cock.
When they're having sex, it forms a
splurts.
knot.
Mm-hmm.
And
To
then they
lock it
can't
in.
pull out.
Correct. Goddamn right. Am I right?
This is how MPreg happens. Oh my god.
Just like the boys just getting high.
Anyway.
MPreg.
My sister like gave me these extensions to clip in, and they were like the exact same color as my hair, and I had like nice like wavy curly hair that went down to like here, and I was like, y'all can't tell me shit.
I ain't gonna be shit.
This is it. It's over for you. If my hair was this long, it would be over for all of you.
Yeah.
And so like I wish I had the nerve and the moxie and the chutzpah to let my hair grow out that long, but there's so many ugly stages in between that I will not tolerate.
Yeah, it like sometimes like your hair just never feels like it's like if it gets a bit longer, then it can work. But or you could just cut it down a bit and it's like a nice comfortable thing, especially if you keep your hair at two different lengths like we do. It's like, well, if you want to grow it, you either need to start over, or once you get to a point, you gotta like trim or whatever. Like, kind of almost have to go into like a hair like salon to like have them like advise what you need to do to like do it.
Yeah, but then the other thing that the other realization that I came to, because like a while back, like about a year ago, I let my hair get pretty long. Nothing like not much long, as long like pretty long. Like if I pulled it down, it was like down past my chin. And which I know is not that long, but it was long for me. So like, stop leaving those comments. No. So like, but
Flops.
then what I realized was that like, my hair, like, you know, unless I like did stuff with it, like it didn't look good. So I was like, even if I had like this long hair that like when it's like, you know, like it's
a lot of work.
There's synthetic clip-ins that like look great because it's synthetic hair that's been like steam set into like a curl wave thing, and it's like, unless I literally like made my hair do that every day, my hair would look like shit every day, and I would just have it tied up in a fucking like man bun, because like there is nothing more disgusting than when you're trying to work out and your hair is like long.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I would just like leave it up all the time except for special occasions anyway. So all of this is to say, I do kind of wish I was confident enough to just be like, you know what, tonight I want to wear fucking like extensions and just have long hair for tonight when we like go out to dinner or something. Like,
do it.
I wish I was that bitch, and maybe someday I will be.
I mean,
but yeah, because like when I had him in, I was like, y'all can't tell me shit. I'm everything. This is it.
Yeah.
Like,
I have a call in quick wit.
Okay.
From Ion. It says, quick wit. Is it gay to kiss your homies goodnight?
What?
Is it gay to kiss your homies goodnight?
Do you derive homoerotic pleasure from it?
I don't know.
If you do, then it's a little gay on your part. If you don't, then it's not.
No, you just touch and skin.
And it's just a platonic.
What's the difference between a fist bump and a little smoochie?
That I don't want to smooch you. To be fair, I also don't know that I don't know that I wanted to fist bump you either, but we did it. The kombuchi.
Kombucha. A coochie, a boochie, a smoochie.
Holly B asks.
Yeah.
Not sure if this was asked before. We're about to find out, Holly. If you had the power to capture one moment, not these kind of questions.
Yeah, it's not going to be a good answer. I already read
If
it.
you had the power to capture one moment in your lives and could save it to relive again, what would that moment be, and how often do you think you would visit it? What's a good moment? The problem with this, and we've talked about it, is that like I don't live my life in like moments in that way. I don't have like the watershed moments that a lot of like other people might have of like marriage, kid, like the go-tos,
like the big milestones.
Right. I don't have those, so I don't really look at like big moments in my life like that. Like I have had like other big things, like first time I bought a car, first time I like other things like that. But like those things aren't pivotal in a way that I want to relive. Like it was really cool to get in my car for the first time and be like, this is mine. But I don't need to relive that. That wasn't like that. Like,
you know what? Here, I'll think of one. The Vegas trip we did.
Which one?
Let me poop over you.
Oh my God.
Like if I got to pick one, like that entire trip
was
fun.
It was
a fun trip. And so like, sure, that's a good time. Or honestly, a better one. Me today at 2:30 p.m. I'd like to relive that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to because it was good. But I solved my fucking problem.
I have one actually. So like I don't even have like a specific one. No, actually I do. The very first time that I rode the Superman roller coaster at Six Flags, it was me and Taylor. It was one of the trips where it was just her and I, and we ended up in the front row. We thought we were in the back, but it's because they seat you backwards in that one. So we were literally in the front row, and I was like so like shit scared to go on this thing. I was like, I'm gonna fucking hate this.
We'll go in the back. It's okay.
Right. Turns out we're in the front. That thing launches. It was like nothing I've ever felt. It was incredible. Like, it's such a fun ride. And, like, that moment of, like, anytime I ride it is still, like, a lot of fun. But that first time of, like, having no idea what was going to happen and then, like, loving it when I thought I was going to hate it, very cool.
It's bussin'.
Also, when we rode Twisted Colossus and the ride synced up. That was another incredible ride.
That's the one. That's the one.
That was another incredible moment.
Ask me this, but I got to pee.
When all is said and done, will you have said more than you have done? No, because even the act of saying something is doing something.
Yeah, no. Well, also,
we're doubling up.
I talk so goddamn much. There's a lot. There's
so maybe
no.
You will have said more than you've done.
Yeah, I will have said more than I have done. What's the next one?
If you were to visit a country from each continent except Antarctica, which countries would you visit and why?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Japan. New Zealand, Japan, Canada. I know. I'm trying to think of what's in South America. Chile would be pretty. Oh no, Brazil. I have family in Brazil. Oh hell yeah. And then I have Africa and Europe left. Yes. Probably. I mean, I would have a more like easier time in England, but like I'd love to go to Poland to like see a lot of my own personal like family history and stuff. And then in Africa, probably I feel like South Africa is like the easy answer because there's like Johannesburg and whatnot. But like I don't know enough. Or Egypt. Yeah. Egypt. Yeah.
So for me, the answers are in North America. Yeah, I want to go to Canada because I've never been. South America, I want to go to Chile. Because like I always thought it looked cool that it's so skinny and very long, and it like snows up in the mountains, and you can like I remember I watched something where it was like snow skiing in Chile, and I was like, they have that in Chile? How odd. So yeah, that'd be really cool to go there. Africa, I would definitely want to go to Egypt just because like I was obsessed with Egyptology shit as a kid, as many children are. So like that'd be really, really cool. Or also Victoria Falls. I'm not sure which country that's in, but like that's fucking gorgeous. What else is there? In Asia, Japan, I think, because that would just be pretty fucking sick. Does New Zealand count as like part of Australia, or is it just Australia? like, how does the continent part work? Because, like, I would also rather go to New Zealand. But if that counts, we're going to go with that. And then in Europe, I mean, like, I would love to go to Ireland at some point. Because, like, I just want to go. I think it would be really pretty. Also, like, I guess, yeah, I'm Irish and stuff, but that part's less important to me. I just think it would be really cool to go. Or Germany. I'm not sure which one. Also, like, I have German heritage. But, again, like, that doesn't really matter to me. I don't really, like, care about, like, that sort of thing. It doesn't really, like, mean much to me. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. A lot of people get into the whole, like, ancestor stuff and, like, all that thing. Like, that's good for people, but I just don't. I've never cared about it, and my sister cares about that. Like, she, like, studies the whole, like, you know, like history of, like, you know, like the family going back and stuff, and I've never cared about it. But yeah. Sin asks, quick, just found out yesterday that my associate's degree that I'll get next year can now be expanded into a bachelor's.
Oh, good job.
I'll get to stay on my program and get a 4-year instead of a 2-year. Hell yeah. The issue is that it's more than likely going to be online only. Do y'all have any advice about staying engaged in an online course and not losing focus? I took a lot of online classes in college. I tried to, like, take as many online as I could so I didn't have to drive down to campus for as long. So I could consolidate my schedule. Advice for staying engaged. I mean, I relied on deadlines to make me do anything.
So, like, my sister's currently, like, in all online classes, right? Because Uber's paying for her school because she does enough deliveries. That girl is stressed constantly. That being said, what my sister does, and, like, if I could go back and, like, help myself, like, I don't want to go back and be in my old body. No. I want to go back and, like, break all the rules of time travel and talk to myself. Like,
right.
Fuck it. I don't have to manage me. I have to manage me. That's way easier. So what I would recommend is, like, what you should do is for each class that you get, like, they give you a syllabus, and ideally, like, a lot of the online classes you can actually, like, see a lot of the assignments or whatnot. But you kind of, like, it takes a little bit of discipline and whatnot. But I think that especially if you have ADHD and whatnot, let yourself just get cracked at, like, think of it like you only got to prep once, but, like, go through all of those and, like, however calendars work for you. Are you, like, a visual person? Do you need a reminder on your phone? Whatever. But, like, whatever information you have on, like, any specific due dates for assignments or anything like that, get it all down so that you're not constantly running a list in your head, because then as soon as you slip up once, that list suddenly feels heavier. You don't want to do it. Source: I didn't go to school and got dropped out. Still, you know, like, that would help a lot. That would help greatly. I got touch here if I want them to see it. But, like, having all of your stuff listed out is helpful because you know what you can do. They still can't because of the hype. You know, actually, the answer to it is right. It's in the hype. It's right here. They can't see it.
Right. These are the answers.
Just watch the podcast, and, like, they'll tell you that you've done your assignment.
We're bumping fists up here.
Yeah,
they can't tell. We're smooching behind the hype.
Yeah,
you want to smooch behind the hype symbol?
A little. We start every podcast with a little behind the BTS. You know, there is a camera that's right up there, but that's Patreon exclusive.
Only. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
But it's just like a live
stream. There's a camera right here, actually.
Yeah. They could see.
Right behind. They can see the filming process.
There's a camera in my mouth.
This is our BTS camera.
But
the endoscope that I put in there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my recommendation. And, like, so basically you want to not be surprised. So try to, if you know of everything that you have to do, you know on any given day what's due in, like, for, like, the next 2 weeks or whatever. And ultimately, the other advice is tell yourself that you're going to do it for 5 minutes. Just like with any other habit, if you tell yourself, I'm going to do it for 5 minutes and then it's over with, and then I can be done with it. But, like, we used to do that with work a lot, where it's like there's that one email that you're like, I know this is going to be a problem. I don't even want to look at it. And then you stress about it for 2 days, ignoring it for 2 days.
Making it worse.
And then you open it, and it was literally just, like, not towards you. It's just an FYI, and you did nothing. And you're like, I didn't even have to do anything.
Right. Mark is red.
I delete. Flops.
Let's have that conversation.
Oh.
Human Sky asks,
hello.
What was your "oh frick, I'm an adult now" moment? I've had a lot of them. They continue to happen. One of the first ones that I had was when I realized like just how much joy I was getting out of buying appliances. Like I was like, this printer, this toaster, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we've turned a page. We've turned a corner. When I was like so fucking excited to try out my KitchenAid, I was like, we've turned a page in my life, and that's okay.
I mean, that's me like getting cracked out on like little doodads that like you just got to do. You're just like, oh fuck yeah, I'm so excited for these. This is so good. Tyler and I have them, and in the divorce, we each took one. But I found them on clearance at a fucking like dollar store or something, and they're a little like plastic black like container bowl that is a like top ramen cooker,
right?
Where like it tells you to put it in, tells you where to fill the water for like the perfect bowl. Mm-hmm. Life changing, because I would bring that to work instead of like a ceramic bowl so that I would burn my hands to take it out. It's like, no. You just grip the little handles. You just make, maybe use a little protection, but not nearly as bad. Mix it. Everything's like perfect, and you could store it all with it. Mm-hmm. And like, I was never excited enough to eat top ramen, but like, ooh, that was good. Most recently on my birthday, I was 29, and I'm like, fuck, like I am kind of getting old. Or like realizing that like a lot of people in the community who are over 18 were born after 9/11, mm-hmm. You might be a little old. Or you might start to realize, or like an adult.
There's a scene in Star Trek Generations where Captain Picard, who is an older gentleman,
a daddy, if you will.
Well, actually, he's not a dad, and that's pivotal to the scene because his whole family died in a fire. He finds out at the beginning of the movie, and he's like, because he doesn't have a wife and kids. So like his brother's wife, and their son die, and so then he realizes he's the last Picard left. And he never like cared about lineage or anything because he's like, my brother's taking care of that. I don't have to think about that. And then he has this line where he talks about how like he's become a lot more aware lately of like, there's more time behind than there is ahead. And like in the moment, like that line didn't like when I first watched it when I was a kid like that. I didn't care because I'm like, I'm a kid, like whatever, like that didn't speak to me. And
it's
then
like, yeah, he's old.
And like as I hear that line, like as I get like like a little bit older, and of course, obviously, still not at that point, but like it's getting a little more like prescient. And I remember I said that to my dad. I was like, it was weird to like watch that movie now, like because I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. I was like, I watched it now, and I was like, that line like hit a little bit more. And then he goes, how do you think it hits when you're at my age? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, I guess that would kind of like make you think about that. Like, Anyway.
I'm sorry for making a joke about calling him like a hot daddy.
I don't care.
Well, I mean, his whole family died, and I know he's fictional, but I felt like that was disrespectful to Picard, and I'm sorry, because like, it was like a really real human story. Like, that was sad, and I'm over here like, Zaddy, yeah, who cares if his wife and kids are dead?
Yeah.
There was no wife and kids for him.
There was no wife and kids, which was the problem.
Yeah.
But also that's because he hangs way too much of his hat on like lineage when that doesn't matter. Personally, I don't think it does. But that's a me thing.
I mean, like, I'm technically, depending on how you look at it, like, I'm the only boy, but I'm also like, I'm cool just being like an uncle. Like, my sister wants to have kids. I'm also like, my mom already had me, and like, we're talking about having my sister at around my age. Mm-hmm. She wouldn't be born for another 2 years, but like,
right.
I couldn't imagine having a 2-year-old right now.
Yeah.
Like, I can't take care of myself. How am I supposed to take care of anybody? If you can't take care of yourself, how in the hell you could take care of anyone else?
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to think about. And my parents had me when they were 28. But they had my sister when they were 25. Mm-hmm. And they'd already been married for 7 years.
Yeah, that just kind of, but like that makes sense. Like that tracks.
No, but like that's crazy to think about that I'm like, like I'm at a very different
totally different life.
spot in
Yeah.
life, but also I don't even
Same
want
age.
kids, and neither does my sister. So like
Yeah.
our lineage is probably going to end with us.
Do you not have any cousins?
Not that
Yeah.
not that share the last name.
Well, even then, like,
But also, like, I only have them on my mom's side.
I also like
But the name, like,
don't
last
really
name does not
care about my last name. Like I know like in different cultures, like it's very like family is very important.
Yeah.
But, like, I went and visited Ben Franklin and whatnot, and like the first thing they said is, if we go to any bars, don't say your last name. And I'm like, one, why would I?
Right.
Two, why? Because like where my sisters live is also like when my they're living in the same area where like they basically grew up, because like my dad used to live there. Like my family has been in that area in Pennsylvania for a long time, apparently, like early 1900s and shit. And I'm just like, I don't care.
I don't care.
Like it's just a name to me. Like I don't know. Like
I don't hang my hat on that sort of thing. It just doesn't matter to me. I was saying earlier when you were in the bathroom, I was like, I don't really care about like that future aspect of it, in the same sense that I don't really care about like family lineage of like where we came from. Like my sister and my dad like that stuff, like learning like like the tracing back through the genealogy and stuff, and like I really don't care. Like I know that like I come from like Irish and German and English background and everything, but like I don't care. Like they were dead before I was ever born. That doesn't mean anything to me.
When I was younger, like my mom was always like, like you're like like some Polish, but like you're like you also have like some like French and German. You're kind of just like a mutt. And I'm like, but why does that like doesn't like which is why when people ask like 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 lineage stuff, like I just go, which is the only answer that I feel is appropriate. I'm like, well, I'm like a quarter Polish, which like is like that's kind of weird, the quarter, but I'm like, well, like my grandmother like was from Poland, escaped the Holocaust and whatnot, and then married an abusive piece of shit and came here, like you do, if you will. Rest in peace, Mama. She was blessed. But like that's it. Like, yeah, like I you could argue maybe like second generation, but like it's a bit of a stretch because like on my father's side, on his father's side, oh no, they've been they're from Fort Knox, Kentucky. They're from the South, and they've been Southern people all their lives. And I'm like, cool. I don't like history.
Yeah.
I have a really bad joke, but I can't share it. But I'm gonna write it down to tell you later.
Rebecca asks, if you were a transformer, what vehicle would you turn into?
A
car.
What
all can they turn into?
A Porsche Carrera 911.
Oh.
I really like that car in Need for Speed Most Wanted, original one.
Yeah.
Like that was always like my favorite one to get, but I didn't want to get my own. I wanted the one with flames on it.
Right.
I wanted theirs, and then I wanted to win with it. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Something with good gas mileage?
Ooh.
Like a jet?
Why would you want to be a jet?
So you can travel. I mean, if you wanted to.
If you're a transformer, can't you like fly around anyway, though?
No.
Some of them can.
Oh, me? Oh, well, I guess, yeah. I guess you could fly, but like you could probably fly a lot faster, like Starscream, because he's a jet.
I was never my cousin was a Transformer kid, and I was not. I was a Thomas the Tank Engine kind of guy.
Well, I mean, to me, when I think Transformers, I just think the Michael Bay movies, because like I didn't care too much for like the animated stuff, like in the toys. Like I probably played with them. I was a Pokemon kid, so like I didn't. That was all I wanted. But yeah, like
I transform into a Boncool.
Yeah, oh, you could do that.
Which I don't think I'm allowed to, but I do it anyway. Maria
Transformer. What about?
What about the Sysformers?
Yeah. What? Okay. Oh. Oop.
AI robots are at war with humanity. You're suspected of being a robot. I was a robot earlier.
Correct.
If you had to prove that you're human, what would you do or say?
That's just me to remind myself. If I was a robot, what would I do or say?
Yeah. No, if you had to prove that you were a human, what would you do or say?
But I am a robot.
No, you're a human and you're suspected of being
understood.
A robot. Have them take a sample of my blood.
I talk about how I want to like hoover the toe jam of Medusa from Soul Eater's toes, and they're gonna go, okay, because even if I'm a robot, they won't want me.
Right. I don't know that this is a want. I think this is a you'll be
Terminated.
You're gonna be ended. Yeah, because it's at war.
Okay, but like, I think I'm fucked regardless.
Right. Well, if you say that, yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's in martial law, who's there to actually like verify the verification process? You know, they could just say because that's what happens all the time.
It's going to be significant vetting.
Significant vetting. I'll do a CAPTCHA.
There you go.
They'll be like, "How many bicycles are in this?" I'm going to go, "There's a bicycle in every single one." Oh my god, that was a tricycle. Where's the third wheel?
I can only see the one wheel. Does that count as a bicycle?
There's the tiny little sliver of a bus, and you go,
"Is that the bus?" They're like, "Which of these photos has a stoplight?" I'm like, "That's one has the end of the stoplight, but is the stoplight the part that has the lights, or is it the whole pole?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These questions and more at 5.
Well, that's just it. The robots don't know.
And
that's the thing that people don't want to talk about is that it's like we're like, fuck, what is it? And it's like they don't know. That's why they're asking, dumbass.
If you were a type of food, what would you be and why?
A fine apple.
I'd be a
cutie.
Delicious honey crisp apple. Picked right in season, so it's real big and juicy and crispy, and it's like, ooh.
Oh, you know what?
I don't think I'd actually be that.
I want to be a caramel apple.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a sweet treat, a little crunch, and your mouth is sticky.
Yeah. Or a Hot Pocket.
Lava on the outside, frozen in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just called being like an ice cold femme fatale, though.
That pussy's like a Hot Pocket.
She hot on the outside, but I put it in. It's like an icy.
Hate this.
You ever fucked a bag of ice?
No.
You shouldn't.
It'd be really cold. Yeah.
I've heard.
That would be really cold.
Yeah. Yeah. You numb it. My brain just thought like dumb. The dumb like high school kids in the locker room football. It's not gay if you freeze your dick first.
Why would they say that?
Because you can't feel it. Like, because the kids always say the stupid shit like to prove that they're not gay.
Right.
Because like that was a thing when we were in high school that you had to do apparently. But it's like no, bro. It's not gay if you do stuff like as long as like if you can't feel your wiener, then like it's not.
Right.
Like that was kind of like the joke I was going for, but like I'm literally like 11 years too late. And also, it's just not funny. They're not all winners.
That's all the questions.
They are wieners.
That's all the questions.
That's all the questions that we have time for.
That we have time for.
That you don't, because you're like, I'm not reading that next one.
Well, I didn't look at the previous episodes. Like that was the ones on the most recent episodes.
Oh yeah.
If you have commented on an old episode, sorry, flop. Maybe catch up.
Sometimes, well, I try to like. Well, now we won't, but like, I will like scroll until I see whichever one we answered last. Mm-hmm. But. Anyway, we do have package time with the boys.
Ow!
That hurt,
Charlie. That aged us.
Chatley bit my finger.
Chatley.
May I call you Chatley?
May I call you Jiggly?
All right, so we do have Jemmy's package. Do we have the marker?
Just use the knife and cut the tab out. That's not quite what I...
It works. Is this for Odie and Eric?
Okay. That sounds pretty sickening.
And then there's another one that's for Hype/Odie, which I don't know what the difference is, but...
There's a card that says, thank you.
Oh.
Ooh.
It's my shit.
Dearest dude bros, here are some hats I have made for your noggins.
Kenny Noggins.
Kenny Noggins, soundtrack king.
Kenny been noggin on this.
Slog him on my nog.
Slog on my nog. Going on the cob.
Ice cream. Scoop in. I hope you enjoy, and
Big
please
ass
ignore any
poopin'.
flaws, as I am not a professional hatter. Affectionately, Jimmy.
Is that what they're called? Hatters?
I believe
there's, like,
so.
the Mad
Hence the Mad
Hatter.
Hatter.
Yeah. Okay. Hat time, hat time. Let me circumcise my head real quick.
We love to see it. This is a hat,
That looks like
and this is a hat.
those are some long hats. I don't know. I'm trying to like look through it to see if I can see.
That looked purplish, so maybe that's you, but I don't know. No, I believe this is yours.
That's you.
This is me. It's bonkle time.
Oh hell yeah!
I love bonkles. Do you know what these words are? In Matoran? Do you know what this is? What's this one say?
Pussy. Bonkle.
It says unity,
Unity.
duty, destiny.
So this is a little goose, and it says, "Can I get a honk on that bobo?" with a little certified nerd ass on the back. Which
yeah.
I
This
wonder.
is so reflective. It's very pretty.
Certified. There was it was really funny apparently because like Wolfie made this like and like the emote on my server, but like there's a misspelling, and like Wolfie's like, wait, can you use this one where I didn't like mistype it? And I'm like, no, nerd ass, you did it to yourself. You should have never said anything because I never would have known. I can't wait to wear this around my sister. Because Bonkle's above everything else.
Bonko time, bonko time. When is it? Every fucking day.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday, bonko day.
Okay. So, this is
Appreciate the bonko.
Dear Ubi, sorry for the delay. We had the plague. We've all recovered now. Hope you like everything, Jemmy. Oh, this is a birthday thing. Oh.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I feel bad. Maybe I should just wait and do this on my stream.
Okay.
I think I'll do that. Because I think this is just for me. Because it said like hype / Odie, whereas the other one said Odie and Eric.
Right.
But then they also said hype. So I'm like, is this for podcast? Yeah, I'll just do it. I'll just do it now. We're here. Also, because I don't want to have to find out.
When you're here. Olive Garden.
I have such a tough time. That's like my thing whenever someone like is like a new sub. I'll be like, welcome to the Odie Fans Premium when you're here. And I'll cut to like the kiss cam. And I'll be like, you're here.
You can't escape.
It's always something. They're not all winners.
When you're
That
here,
is one of them.
eat freef.
Spubby?
Spubby, eat fresh. Eat flesh, I mean.
Pepperoni pizzazz.
Pepperoni pizzazz. Peanut boy eventually.
Mr. Soprano.
Mr. Soprano. I tried to make a gif of that, and it's that classic thing of it doesn't look funny.
No.
It's funny in our heads.
Yeah, but you could just put it like Mr. Soprano. Like, we have to recreate it. If I just looked a little bit more like my mother, then I would look like her, and I could just... Dear Odie, I hope you enjoy these gifts in honor of your almost 30th birthday. It's been so rewarding.
Lasagna.
Yeah.
Put Gerard back.
You...
Sorry.
No, I have things, but I'm like, I gotta stay focused. It's been so rewarding to be part of the Jamily, getting to watch you develop and grow. People are noticing.
Growth.
You've made an old broad feel welcome and included, and I truly appreciate all you do. No probs, lady. Keep being wonderful, you. Sincerely, Jemmy and Grimmy.
No probs.
Thanks, Grandma.
No probs, lady.
No probs, lady. Thank you. Oh, boy syrup. Oh my God.
I gotta piss.
Do you want to go pee while I do this?
Yeah,
You're good. Oh, thank you so much. Can you go so I can have time with my gift?
Wexus the Meek.
Yeah, we get it. How about Wexus the Week?
How about you be quiet and open your gift?
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Demon Slayer. There's Nezuko and the whole gang. And Inosuke. Thank you. That's really cool. Yeah, what else we got? Ooh. Oh, it's a V-neck, too. Yes. Certified nerd ass Odie fans. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. You know what? We should make this into merch. We should do it. I know, Evie. I can already feel you typing, and I can feel you DMing Evie to type me. I will get to it. I promise. A new Moosh Moosh. What? No. It's a moosh moosh named Odie. Odie, my beloved. Oh my God, I don't even know what to. Oh, thank you. Oh, I hate it, but I love it. It's me, man. You know I say I'm a bad boy, a rebel with a cause, a devil may care attitude, a laissez-faire care attitude. But like, this is also me. I'm just small, pink, covered in hearts, and I'm just a little cuddle bug. Thank you so much, Jimmy and Grimmy. You guys are so kind. There's so much stuff in here. Holy shit. Sweet Bigajibus. Thanks for the doohickey key tool. It's a ruler, a wrench, a bottle opener, a box cutter. Ooh. And a screwdriver. That's actually really cool. Thank you. And then this thing, which looks like, I'm assuming it's supposed to be a deviled egg fidget spinner, I believe.
Ew.
Because like,
Ew.
oh, I thank you so much, but also I'm so mad that you got me a fidget spinner. Because
you're gonna spin it.
Oh. I'm gonna let it rip. Thank you so much. I also got this doohickey.
Oh.
And then,
That's fun.
Robert A. Heinlein's Stranger in a Strange Land. Dear Odie, this has been a favorite of mine for many years. I hope you enjoy reading it. Love,
Stranger
Jen.
in a
Thank
strange
you.
land, Dearland, Berlin, Bay of Pigs invasion,
Yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia, British Beatlemania.
Thank you. I'll add it to my shelf. And I'll read it. Thank you. Hey, more greenies for Zuki. Delightful. Thank you. He's gonna love these. Watch this. You're gonna love my nuts.
You're gonna love my nuts. You'll also like
Did you see my mush mush?
Oh, cute.
See what name it is?
Odie.
Like, I'm pretty sure this is like an actual one. Like, there's just a real one named Odie. Which I'm like, oh, how cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I see them at the store sometimes, and I'm like, they're not as good as Comet.
No.
They ain't never gonna be Comet. Oh, hell yeah. It's a little League of Legends. It's little Jinx. She's small.
I love Harley Quinn.
Yeah, she's crazy. But if you think she's crazy, you should see her sister, who's also in the game. Her sister does punches, but she does booms. That's pow pow and shark bones, and her Q swaps between them, and it uses mana to shoot rockets. She's all about, like, if you get a kill or destroy a tower, she gets excited and can, like, her attack speed, like, can go up to like 3 times whatever it is, like above the cap. Like, you could be doing 5 attacks a second, which is crazy. It's very fun. She's crazy. Thank you. Yeah. Things. Thoughts. Comments.
And consume.
Okay. Ooh. Lulu's Snackaroos.
Oh, Lulu, no.
Another. So the thing is, they're like, how come you never give Lulu any treats? I'm like, because we only really get her like jerky, and like, you've seen her.
She doesn't need any.
She
treats.
doesn't need any treats. Like, sometimes she did fall in the pool one time, and it was scary.
I know. I was on the phone.
But I saved her. I know. But there's some Fruitable Skinny Minis.
Wishful thinking, if ever I heard one.
For the apple bacon and the grilled bison. I'm glad you did think about it, Jenny. For Zuki, we got carbo-loaded love treats. And for Lucy, we have
Skinny minis.
Skinny minis. Only one, Lucy. One per stream. Hunty. I mean, honestly.
Lucy's going to start disconnecting the stream.
You've seen her.
She's going to go old school.
She
like
is.
Zuki used to ruin it.
She would. She will. What is...
Footy pajamas.
They're my little penguin booties. For the booty boys. I love them. They're too warm. You know what? Fuck my offlines. No,
could.
they're different. Yeah.
It would be cushiony
Part of me is
soft.
like, you ever fuck a guy in offlines?
Listen, if I had $1.
Dude, you know what? Let me tell you.
I'd have $1
Thank you
and
so
I would
much,
fuck a
Jimmy.
guy
That
in
was very
offlines.
sweet. Oh, hell yeah. I don't care. You can fuck anything you want. Like ladies, gentlemen, them bees, You haven't had it unless you had it offline.
And offlines.
And Nike's not paying us.
Nike Offline 3.0 mules.
They're so good. They're so comfy. I wear them all the time.
I wear them all the time now.
And like, unfortunately, mine are a little big, but it's not even like
thicker socks.
Which I guess I'm sorry for saying it like that because that makes it sound like I'm complaining. It's
You
more
sound
just,
ungrateful.
I am. My natural state is ungrateful. You little rat.
You fucking rat boy crawling around the walls looking for cheese.
Oh, I thought it keeps spinning. Okay, well, thank you so much. That was very kind of you. Jimmy, thank you so much. Happy birthday to me. Because, like, that's what it was.
Happy birthday.
Hey, baby. Oh, yeah, and the other shirt was a certified nerd-ass V-neck.
GG.
Very fun. GG. Party up, party up,
GG.
party up.
Guys, can I get a TP, please?
Mm-hmm.
PP for TP? GG.
PP, yeah, yep. Portal. Can someone drop a portal, please?
Portal.
Hello. We're at Bell.
TP,
Please.
TP, you guys are, and I can see you're enthroned. Please, TP.
And then they do drop it, but it's too late.
It's too fucking late.
You ain't getting no storage.
Actually, they
Jordan.
drop it, and that's when you go, oh, actually, sorry, guys, I don't have Quest, so I can't go through.
Oh. Okay. We got this from Whistle?
Whistler.
Oh, Whistler. They call them the Whistler.
Because they put people to whistle.
Could I wet your whistle?
No.
Oh, hi, Judy. You can open up this package because I want you to open things up.
Okay.
I just want you to talk to me more.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really fun. Were we playing squads or was it solos when I got us the crown the other day when we were playing? I think it was over the weekend. Right?
Solo.
Or was it 2 weeks ago? Were we doing solos?
Solos.
Because, like, we were playing Fall Guys, and I did happen to win one, which was...
Oh, no, it was squad because it was you and me in the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but it still is, like, just because it's the two of us, there still needs to be a last man standing.
Right. Yeah.
Because of, like, the points or whatever.
Yeah. Because in the moment, I was panicking because I was like, I don't know how many people are left. I just knew you were still in it. And then it turned out that it was just the two of us, and then I fell off and you won.
Oh, yeah. Did you fall off on purpose, though, or did you just...
No, I just fell off.
Because, like...
And then I panicked because I was like, I didn't know if you were still in it because it was like the last couple seconds. I was like, oh God.
And like we were playing like pretty late at night too.
Yeah.
And like I was just chilling, and I will be honest, like I didn't even realize that it was just us two until like I heard screaming.
Yeah.
That it was just us, and it's like holy shit, and I'm like, oh wait, really? And then like all that, like as soon as I realized, it just like ends, and I'm like, fuck, was it me? Me who I can still see on the thing. I will say that was my first like real crown.
Mm-hmm.
It felt so good. The love that I felt in the front row.
Just enough.
Exactly enough.
I already talked about. Did I already talk about how I got my crown for Bob?
Yeah,
'Cause I
big
heard I
ups for
got it
Bob.
But I got it for Bob.
Oh, you got it for Bob.
I got one for Bob.
That's yeah, you did. I think. Well, you told me.
My heart was pounding in my chest because
Yeah.
it was that like blast one,
Mhm.
which I hate. I hate that
The blast ball one.
Yes.
Like, or it's like just everything's blast.
I've won it twice as a finale, but I still hate it, and it stresses me the fuck out.
I kind of like it because it's like
it stresses me out. Like I'm much better at it now, but like it stresses me out, and like my heart was pounding because it was just me and one other little bitch, and it was like it would spawn and we'd like be holding them and like,
but then it's just like you just pop
and
it's
chuck it, and it was like but like the entire floor had fallen away except for the two sections across from each other, so we'd have to like run to the middle and like throw it and then try to like. It was
yeah,
it was stress inducing.
I can imagine.
But I won for Bob.
I love Fall Guys, and it has currently been like my networking game of choice because quite literally, you do not have to be good at the game to have fun.
Correct.
And if you're going to play the game, do not expect to be good.
And you can be good at the game and not have fun.
Correct.
You need to go in with a mindset.
Like when we play, like obviously getting a crown is always the goal. Like
you want to do well.
The only time it hurts is when you get eliminated in the first round. If you don't qualify, it hurts.
I actually
until you re-queue.
I don't get mad at losing in the first one because I'm like, I didn't waste any time. Let's go. Do it again.
Well, I don't get mad, but it's just that like
I get frustrated when I lose in round 2.
Really?
Round 1 I'm fine because I'm like, it just wasn't a right start.
Yeah,
well, nothing lost.
Like sometimes it's like it's some of them really are dependent on did you get across in that first group?
Yeah.
Because like otherwise now everyone's trying to do it and you're trying to like counter everybody else.
If I finish round 1 and I qualify and then I get to round 2 and I don't, that's when I get a little more frustrated because I'm like, I already sunk the time to get through the first one and I didn't even get to round 3.
Yeah. I guess to edit my statement, it's not that you don't qualify in round 1, but it's that like you were so close. Like out of 43 or what, or
42.
Out of 42, you were the 43rd.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and you see the other person, or you're in midair, and it's just, and there's somewhere like there's that like, I think it's like Topsy Turvy or whatever.
Seesaw.
Not Seesaw. It's the one that it's like, it's kind of looks like little carnivals, but they're all like, but it's not the square Seesaw. Seesaw also sucks, but that one, Topsy Turvy, I think it is.
Okay.
I hate that one. It's because it's such a long map, and I just like have the hardest time with shit. But anyway, hello, this is a package from Whistler.
Pack,
Hype. And
Eric, please read off camera.
Oh.
Understood.
Would you like me to do this one, or would you like to read this one?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It is a nice seal.
We love that.
I'm trying to remember who was.
I love a good metallic Sharpie. We love to see it.
Yes, we do. Man, if only I had a letter opener, I say, with the doohickey not too far from me. God.
Where's the money?
I'm like, where's the gift card? Huh? This is toss the gift.
God.
So no head. It is from Whistler. Yes. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I know, but like, I guess like they just don't like ask questions that often. So I'm like, in terms of like usernames, I'm trying to like remember. I'm like, do I remember anything in particular about them? I'm like, I do remember we got a really crazy package last time too.
It's like I have some people who like have been on my Patreon since the very beginning at like the top tier, like, and I recognize their names. They've never said anything. They've never like commented.
The perfect patron. Okay.
And
I'll read this.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Oh, wait. Actually, they've never sent anything to a P.O. box before. Oh, okay. I could have swore that we had already. So I guess I'll, like, read some other stuff that Whistler had done. I've never sent... Dearest Odie and Eric, I've never sent anything to a P.O. box before, so I am glad to hear you read this to serve as proof of personal victory against the sketchy post office guy, in whom of which I silently hold petty beef with. I'll never understand how a post office of such a great size can simply run out of boxes and stamps simultaneously on multiple occasions. But anyway, as you've heard many times before this letter, and surely 1,000 more in the future, the amusing banter and interesting story you choose to share with us is something we listeners look forward to watching every week, or each week. Thank you for all the laughs, good times, and for the plethora of unintentional banger quotes that I'm positive not a single soul in all of history... Everything good? Because I'll reread from this paragraph because this is good. Sorry, it was Rudy. Rudy saying, I'm going away for a bit, boys.
Yeah.
I've entrusted it in a treasure map, the login credentials for the channel, and I've airdropped the coordinates on Twitter. Good luck.
GG. GL, rather.
GL. Grenade launchers. As you've heard many times before.
General Ledger.
General Electric.
I call my ass accounts receivable.
Because there's a lot of accounts that I've been receiving. As you've heard many times before this letter, and surely 1,000 more in the future, the amusing banter and interesting.
I call my penis accounts payable.
Yeah, why?
Because I pay with it.
I love that for you. Is Rudy okay?
Doing great.
I think he's sweating. Is he shaving at the Is he shaving at the breakfast bar again? This is not a real Rudy. He's not related to anybody. Wait, can we really have Rudy? Giuliani, not Giuliani. Giuliani.
A ghoul.
A ghoul.
What's the scariest thing?
A ghoul. I mean, in real life, if you saw a fucking ghoul,
that'd be fucking terrifying.
Hell yeah. People that are like, oh man, I can't wait for the zombie apocalypse. I'm like, no, you're not.
You're just trying to be that person.
Yeah. Well, it's fun until you have to realize that, like, oh no, those are real things, and like that's your wife and kid.
And the systematic breakdown of society would actually be really inconvenient.
Yeah, like,
and most people,
I can't find a lobby in the Crucible.
And most people are really unprepared to like live off of the land, understandably so.
Do you have multiple terabytes of like all of Wikipedia saved? No. Flop. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna keep reading so that we can continue. and he can read it afterwards. Thank you for all the laughs, good times, and for the plethora of unintentional banger quotes that I'm positive not a single soul in all of history has ever once said before. Whether that's something you choose to take pride in or not, I'll leave it up to you, but you should. I will never look at juicy fruit gum the same again. Fucking juicy fruit. The heavy-ass package, sorry. As a coffee table-esque art book enthusiast, I wanted to share the love as a token of thanks. Also, I really like your handwriting. This is a very well-written, delightful little letter. If you've managed to scoop these up already, then I'm sure they'd make good re-gifts to a friend. Odie, I don't know jack shit about JoJo, other from what you've shared with us, but it's awesome to see people so adherently passionate and excited over their interests, and I'm nothing at all if not an enabler. These took a millennia to ship, but I thought they were sick as fuck regardless. Thank you. They said that they're positive. Most of the unintentional banger quotes are things that not a single soul in all of history has ever once said before.
Probably.
Whether or not we want to take pride in that, it's up to us, but we should. I will never look at juicy fruit gum the same again.
Do you enjoy juicy fruit gum? Have you had juicy fruit gum recently? I love that bit.
I mean,
it wasn't even a bit. I just wanted an answer.
I mean, it's your clouds.
I love
it's your cloud atlas.
I love a knowing aside to camera,
mm-hmm.
which there was plenty of me going, he won't answer me. I love a speak to camera.
I don't even know what I was talking about.
You were looking up how old the Roblox guy was.
Lil Pump.
Yes.
I love Roblox. I like Lil Pump and that song. I love it.
That Roblox guy, yeah.
I mean, that song kind of slaps.
You're such a fucking hoe. I love it.
I mean, I'm also I don't know if I would say that.
I don't know if I like that.
But I like the part where he's in Roblox. I don't know why y'all trying this shit. I want to come, motherfucker.
Hi.
I'm like, you know what? You fucking say it.
Okay, but is that not? No, never. No. My penis is accounts receivable. Remember that?
What does that mean? What was that bit? I had no understanding of what that joke was. And then I'm like, is Rudy saying you can't be making that joke? And he keeps calling you because you keep trying.
It's just the joke of if you that you coming up with a euphemism for mm-hmm. If you're
yeah, it's just it's a bit that doesn't have an ending,
right? And it doesn't have a purpose. It doesn't mm-hmm. have a source.
No, okay, I understand.
It's I just thought of the thing of I'm like, wouldn't it be funny?
Stop talking about it.
If you call your whole accounts receivable,
yeah. mm-hmm.
which in turn would mean your PP was accounts payable.
Oh, I understand now.
You're paying out.
Yeah. I don't work in that department. Okay, so we're gonna get through this package. Oh man, they said some good stuff to Eric. Eric, fellow Trekkie, I had my heart specifically set on sending you the Next Generation book the moment it graced my laptop screen, but then I saw that there was a second book, and then another, and then another, and my little rodent brain wouldn't allow me for not to complete the set. I thought that they were pretty neat, and I hope y'all think so too. Ooh, thank you so much. I'm gonna open my package because he's gonna take 8 years. We should have done this in a different order in hindsight, but thank you. Oh, this is wrapped so well. Oh, I don't want to destroy it. Same thing at Christmas time. My goal is to unwrap something. I want it to be perfectly wrapped, and then I don't want to just rip and tear it. I want it's very satisfying to try to get the one piece back. I guess it's a little late for you guys at the moment, because this will be the first episode that comes out on Sunday. Which we just think will hit more people overall. I will have already streamed today, tomorrow with Keiko, and on Friday. I don't know. Eric is still working on, he's almost finished with the, I forget the fucking rat's name. The rat from Kirby. DeRoach. He's finished the DeRoach onesie, and he's working on the King Dedede onesie. But we will be on my stream relatively soon be doing a onesie stream of Kirby Star Allies once the onesies are done, but it'll be in the upcoming future.
One onesie's done.
One onesie.
Mm-hmm.
Your onesie is done. Mm-hmm. I already said it. So they said to you.
Oh, to me.
Eric, fellow Trekkie,
Yes.
I had my heart specifically set on sending you the Next Generation book because this is all like coffee table books.
Oh.
The moment it graced my laptop screen, but then I saw that there was a second book, then another, and then another, and my little rodent brain wouldn't allow for me to not complete the set. I thought that they were pretty neat, and I hope y'all think so too.
I hope I do too. That's very generous.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Jesus Christ, it's heavy.
It explains why.
Ooh.
Oh, hell yeah. This is so funny. Thank you so much. So these took forever. It's the JoJo 6251.
Okay.
And I feel so terrible, but I would like to be honest. I actually got gifted this from Gally for my birthday as well. So I do have a second copy, which means I can give it to a friend. A raffle. Oh, this is so good.
A sweepstakes.
These are so good.
There is a difference.
So much good stuff in there. But, like, it's just tough because it's, like, all in Japanese. But there are very sweet.
Oh my God. It's 4 of these. Jesus Christ.
Did you not, like, listen to what I said?
I thought it was 3.
Yeah, well, and it looks like there's even one of them's Deep Space Nine.
Yes. When they said and another, I thought that meant 3.
Oh, okay. And I guess maybe there was another that I didn't. Another. Jotaro. Iggy. The
Pop.
dog. He's important. He has a Boston accent.
You talked to me about him, yeah.
We love it. Fuck Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice killed him. That's Dio, but like, look at that cake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why is his skin yellow?
That was just. I mean, he did that in 1990. I don't know. It was stylish. JoJo, he does a lot when he does color stuff, but like in the anime in particular, like does a lot of palette swaps when cool shit happens.
These are like illustrated handbooks, detailed guides to the various hero ships, things.
What's a hero ship?
Like the
models.
Enterprise, Voyager.
Oh,
like
okay.
The big boys, you know. And Deep Space Nine, NCC 1701, and A, our Constitution class. We got Voyager, our Intrepid class. We have Enterprise D, our Galaxy class. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, how cool.
Goodness.
Also, I did unwrap it without ripping the paper.
Cool.
Because I like doing that. I'm not a ripper. I want to return this to you so you can reuse.
Where's the pop?
God, I can't find the clip. Yeah. Or rather, I couldn't find it the one time
in
that
isolation.
I looked. Yeah.
This is so cool.
Or of the specific edit.
Yes.
That's so cool. Oh my god. This is awesome. I like this. I love it. I'm not going to be mad that I have 2 on my shelf for a bit. It's good. But this is, oh wow. So this is apparently from Japan for the 35th anniversary 2022 spring JoJo magazine.
Oh.
Which like, okay. On God, on fleek. Oh, and it's signed? Or, it's probably like the print is signed, but like, oh, that's such a good art. I love that. Like a little like drawing of all of them. That looks cool. Oh, wow.
Hell yeah.
Now, watch me just flip through this magazine for a bit. Steve! There it is. That's Johnny, and that's Gyro. And that's Slow Dancer. And I don't remember his horse's name.
Okay.
And then that's Gappy. He has 4 balls.
Okay.
That's Jolene. She's hot and in jail. He's a mob boss now, and he's like 15.
Okay. So he's on TikTok.
No, because he was like 15 in like 2001.
Oh, he's not on TikTok.
No. No.
He's dead.
Not with Requiem. Absolutely not.
Dead. Oh, he's
The
passed.
Mob Life?
He's passed.
Yeah, maybe. Purple Haze feedback.
The fast die hard.
Jonathan. Joseph.
Jonko.
No. Jotaro. And then...
Joby.
No, why can I not? Josuke Higashikita, but the way that Higashikita is spelt out, it looks also like the script for like Joe. Like he gets made fun of like, oh, your name's Jojo. Giorno. the mob boss
My
is the
favorite
only
pizza.
JoJo whose like name isn't actually like JoJo in any way, but it's Gio, like Giorno Giovanna, and they never call him JoJo. He's the only one that doesn't get called JoJo.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, thus spoke Kishibe Rohan, which is finally coming out like English print. Which, if I were to show you, like, ever make you actually watch one, it would just be an episode of like thus spoke Rohan Kishibe, where he's like the manga writer dude who can like just open you up like a book and write in Italian, and then now you know Italian, or can make you forget shit, or can just know your whole life, your blood type, bra size, all that. But
I don't know my bra size.
Yeah, well, he could tell you. But like, it's a really cool one where he like is like, I feel like I met like a god. And it's like, what? And it's like this guy at his gym who he starts competing with, like running and stuff, like just on the different treadmill, and they end up like, the guy takes it way too fucking seriously and is like, whoever touches the remote first dies, and he like throws weights out the window, and you find out they're like in a building, and it's like, if you grab the controller to stop the treadmill because it's just increasing speed, ramping up, like if you don't stop first or you fuck up and fall, you're gonna fall out the fucking building because it's like right up against the windows, like,
Okay.
because he threw weights out there. It was crazy. I like JoJo. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter.
I believe you. I'm just not following.
I know, it's because it's like I'm trying to like not explain but also explain because I explain too much. Thank you so much. These were really fucking cool, Whistler. I'm so jazzed. Thank you so much. It was very kind. They also said all the nice things that you can read at your own leisure. With that, though, I believe that we are done. I don't know if we're gonna do a live stream this week. I gotta double check with Lyndon because I'm supposed to go to SaboCon I believe on Saturday, so I just want to make sure. And then if that's the case, we could do it on Sunday. I mean, this will like, it would be something where we would do a live stream in the morning, and then we'd put this out at like 3 on Sunday. So it's like, it's already passed. So, yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today, or whenever you're listening to it.
Yeah.
I hope it was good. No, it was good. I don't hope.
Good.
I enjoyed it. I had a
It was a good time.
We've been much more like positive. 2022 has been a pretty good year. Yeah. Although there has been like bad stuff that's happened as well. It's like, I don't know. I kind of feel like this is like, just life's getting better, or maybe I'm getting better. At BetterHelp.com.
Use our promo code HYPEHOG.
I love what I asked you. I'm like, can I call them hype hogs? And you're like, why? No, it's just why.
Why?
I'm like, because they're my little shit hogs. I'm like, I don't know, because like we just call them like hypers.
I don't call them anything.
No, but like we have like, there's like the Jake Paulers. Does the community want a name?
We didn't ask.
We can.
Would you like a name?
Would you like a name? What would you call the fans of the Hell Yeah podcast? We'll do that. That'll be, so don't do questions next week.
Don't you dare ask a question.
But don't do a hashtag. Label it like Quick Quit Wit. I would name them this, like the Hype Boys, or the Hype fandom, whatever.
I love the idea of,
because if you do a hashtag, I have to approve it.
I love the idea of saying I would name them something.
As
though someone is in the comment section going, I'm not a fan, but I'd like to weigh in. I would name them this.
The haters. That's how we're going to find them.
The haterade. Listen, y'all here sipping on haterade.
Y'all need Jesus.
Y'all need Jesus.
Just close your eyes.
When I close my eyes, I can't see.
Good.
Goodbye.
Bye.